on.
Amazing. Tal'Dorei 20. First, before I say anything, most importantly, welcome to our wonderful new player. We will be catching up with our wonderful new player and their character soon. But first things first, when we get to our session, and for the benefit of our wonderful new player, we will have a slightly extended recap so we can all recall where we are in our wonderful story. Excellent. I think I've got my ducks here. Oh, my computer's down having a small connection there, which is all right. Okay. So let me see if I can get us over to. Wow, this is so weird, and I kind of like it. Let's get over to Emon. Let's go over to the Colts and Emon. There are story things. So we find ourselves once more returned, wonderfully so, to Tal'Dorei. The wonderful continent of Tal'Dorei, where the party has made quite a name for themselves over the past couple months, getting close to a year, in fact. Yeah, we're not in Western anymore, we're in Emon. You guys have gone from two copper adventurers coming out of the musky, swampy city of Stilben to the rising towers and massive metropolis of Emon. You guys have seen the Aurora Borealis up in the elven city of Lyrengorn. You have transported an evil spider queen crown to Vasselheim. You guys have done all kinds of cool shit. But right now, you find yourselves in a little bit of time of, I'm not going to say vacation, but mostly vacation. You guys are having a new bastion built for yourself outside the city limits, which is very fun. You guys have the day of challenging coming up. You have the Brawlers League coming up. You have a number of apparently super fight intensive celebrations coming up, which is super. But most prominently, we have finally, as Emon breathes a sigh of will it, won't it, the Ascension of the Platinum Dragon's Chosen is coming to us today. Banners are held high. Nope, not today. Oh, they ran away again. Cancel it again. Cancel it, everybody. But no, High Paladin Finch and the Guard has achieved arguably most of the party, at least in the public eye. Finch has gone from just being Finch to being knighted as a paladin to becoming a high paladin to resurrecting an ancient order of dragon riders in the north of Vasselheim, making a pilgrimage to the first temple of Bahamut in the holy city of Vasselheim, and doing a number of great deeds for the protection of the realm, all in the name of Bahamut. Finch, in the public eye, has become quite the spectacle, and though has managed to avoid it twice, assures the priesthood it will not be thrice. And so we find ourselves in Emon on the day of the divine ascension of Finch. Finch, you have been at the Temple of Bahamut, basically spending a day in consecration, meditation, divine contemplation of your actions, so on, so on, so on. You kind of been like hoisted off for a day to be one with Bahamut. And everybody else yesterday had a lot more fun. You went to Drysrinn, connected with some old friends, some old flames maybe for some of you. Told Honorkin Bari, the mage, or the League of Miracle Mage Rite, about the attack on your sky ship when you were traveling to Vasselheim, where this Adranok, a construct specific to the League of Miracles, attacked the sky ship, in league with Joriel the Cato Geist, a ancient calamity assassin of the Spider Queen. This was news to Honor. She was astounded by the news and assured you that she intends to get to the bottom of whatever the hell is going on. But then you decided that you had done your good deed for the day, went to Emon, brought old lady Lorelei with you, an old friend, to come with you and just experience Emon. You guys decided I'll bring her on vacation. Why not? This whole thing. She experienced flight for the first time, a terrifying and exciting carpet ride over the city. And at last, you went shopping. You guys went shopping to go get some dashing new outfits for the Divine Ascension today. So make sure you have those pictures ready to go. I'm sure everyone's going to want to see what you're looking at today. Very exciting stuff. So, the question is, where do we start? Let's start with the cool outfits. Why the hell not? You guys wake up in the morning in your waterfront bastion. You feel the sea breeze. You hear the ringing bells of the port. You hear the sailors. And you also see, not a flood, but certainly a large amount of individuals moving away from the port towards the temple district. This is a citywide celebration where most, if not all, of the citizens of Emon will want to see this historic event, this chosen of Bahamut to be fully acknowledged before the people of Emon and by the Platinum Dragon himself. People begin to make their way. As they do so, who would like to appear from their room first, dressed to the nines? Yvain, why don't you tell us about what was made for you and what you're looking like?
Just really quickly,
Sure.
is this like morning? Is it after, but like what time of day is it? It's morning. Oh, it's early in the morning. Right on. All right. So, yeah, Yvain comes downstairs. She is a lavender-skinned half-elf with silvery white hair. That is right now, for the first time that anyone's ever seen, down and loose. And it's down almost to her waist, and it kind of sits in very even waves. And she has really pink eyes, and her gown it has a plunging neckline, and it comes out in almost like scales to either side. And it's got motifs of a dragon and stars. And I'm going to go ahead and can I share this with everyone?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to post it in here. With her is a little lop-eared bunny. Actually, I say little. He probably weighs like 20 pounds. He's a beefy bunny with long fluffy ears and actually 20 pounds is a bit much, maybe like 10, but he's like a big ass bunny. For a bunny, he's still a bunny, but he's like
a big hamster. Really big
he's got a unicorn type of horn, and a little bow tie and cuffs. I don't know where he got them, but he's wearing cufflinks and a bow tie. And she comes down and she sits in the dining area where all of you are, looking terribly, looking a bit nervous. And she looks at me. How are we going to get 40 children there, calmly?
We're bringing 40 children to the Ascension?
Well, we can't. It's an important event. We can't leave them.
They can stay home.
No, they can't. This is important. But glad that Qiro's hit Qiro. I was hoping you and Nyx would help me escort the orphans to the Ascension.
We could definitely do that. I mean, they were there for Zarvol's thing.
Exactly.
And that was much more traumatic. I feel like this will be a much better, maybe more educational experience for them than what they saw at the last event we took them to.
The word
So,
you're looking for in kid terms is exciting. You do understand this is going to be like taking them to church for 4 hours. They're going to start gnawing off fingers.
No, not really. I mean, there's going to be Finch with their wings and the dragon, and those things are exciting for children, right? I don't know. I'm not very big on children.
I'm not either, which
I
is
mean, I
also
don't
why I'm questioning this. But
look.
I mean, I have nothing against them. I just don't know much about them.
All right, but
40 children.
we're not going to be alone. We're bringing the headmistress, right? Yeah. So there will be someone who is indeed an expert on children, which is there to provide a little extra corralling assistance.
He seemed like an unwitting expert in children, but all right.
If they get really bored, I can maybe do some little prestidigitation for them and make little things to keep them occupied, I feel. Yeah? Yeah.
If they start
Yeah.
trying to climb on me again, it's not going to be a good day.
Don't bite the children. It's not nice.
I wouldn't much. Tell them not to climb on me. That's not nice.
I'll have something to handle it. Fear not.
Oh, good.
Oh no, don't burn the children, Ember.
No,
He's not
I
going
was
to burn the children.
thinking pastry.
Oh, that's much better.
Pump them up with sugar. Sure, why not? It'll never be
Yvain, did we get a picture of your plunging neck?
Oh yeah. No, it's coming. It's coming. La la la.
That's the bunny scale. That's funny. Oh, big bunny.
I was about to say. I didn't realize Happy was that big. Gee.
I didn't either, actually.
Neither did
I thought he was just like this teeny little thing.
Yeah,
Bigger
no,
than
he's
a
not.
pug.
I thought he was rabbit size. I didn't know he was Flemish giant rabbit size. That's
Oh, yeah.
what
Those are
it
two
is.
very
What are the
different
names of
things.
those like massive rabbits that are the size of dogs?
Yeah, they're Flemish giants. No, so fun fact: at the St. Louis Zoo, they're so big they have to buy like the small size dog harnesses and leashes to walk them on.
Yes,
That's
I love
pretty
that fun fact.
adorable, actually.
Great.
They're still that big.
I met a Flemish giant at an expo, and he was such a good boy. Oh my gosh, he was so
They're so
brave.
sweet.
He was so sweet.
Okay. While Yvain's looking at hers, the rest of you seem to already be out prepared.
Do you want me to post it?
Would you
Carmen?
please? I'm having a terrible time actually getting it
No.
where it's supposed to be.
Not to worry. I got you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Simsalabim.
Huzzah!
Ooh la la.
I know. Right?
Wow.
Like zoinks.
Oinks. I'm gonna pick and choose. Nix,
no.
you were awake before even Yvain was, it seems. What are you up to? Or what do you look like?
So they are a peach-skinned Eladrin elf with orange and red hair. They're dressed in this like white suit that we'll share in the chat. They're looking very snazzy. Oh no, where did it go? There we go. And they're just kind of like excited about everything that's going on. So they were up early, just like freaking out a little bit. They've not gone to anything this fancy yet, so they're trying to get ready. Gosh darn it. I'll have to download it again. Oh, no, there it is. Ha. Bam. There we go. That's how Nyx is dressed today. And for the record, let's see. This is Let's see, where's Nyx? Uh, darn it, I thought I had a picture of Nyx.
I got your menu out on the screen. That's helpful.
Yay, thank you.
No problem. These are our current compatriots we're dealing with right now. I think Beverly would be there too. Yeah.
So yeah, they're just getting up and kind of like trying to be up on time, be ready, so they're not late and mess anything up for Finch. They're very excited for Finch.
I got a question for you, Nix. You seem to have been thoroughly an autumn elf for this, or an autumn eladrin elf for the duration of this adventure. Would there be any perhaps transition of season this morning? Maybe some hair color change to accompany the outfit or the day? Is that a thing that fixes, or they happily red and orange hair?
They're rocking this season. The season fits them very well.
Fair enough. Autumn. Hey, love that. You gotta stick to your season. Incredible. So Nix, you're looking great. Qiro, you are present as well. I'm gonna pick on you too. What does Qiro look like? What are you dressed in?
So you see a water genasi. She definitely looks younger than most of the people standing in the room. But oh gosh, I have to remember what outfit looks like. Her hair is kind of shaved. It's shaved in the back and then shaved on the sides. And then she has kind of a little like top knot in the top of her hair. I'm trying to think of what else. I think that's all you can see for right now. And then here, let me put my outfit in the chat. Um, but all of the like brass detailing is platinum, I think we said.
Yeah.
And then the like blue detailing on the coat sleeve looks like waves. And then she probably has on, actually, she probably has these propped up on a chair. She has on like these, they almost go up to, they're kind of like halfway down her calf boots, and it looks like they have like probably like a 2 3 inch heel on the back. She probably looks, if it's early in the morning, she looks exhausted, probably has a plate of food in front of her, probably her second at that point. And if there is coffee, she's drinking it. It's early.
Fair enough.
There's
Excellent.
always
and last
coffee.
But not, it's always got to be coffee. And last but we'll say up before all of you, somehow, you're gonna see the old lady, Lorelei. She's just working away in the kitchen. She made a big old breakfast. Eggs, bacon, coffee was the first thing made. Toast. She like it's not an advanced breakfast, but it is certainly like that homey, slightly greasy, yummy breakfast that only grandma could make. And she's just doting on all of you. Speaking of which, who is our resident master chef? Ember, what do you look like, and what are you dressed in?
Well, Ember is middling height. His features read more human, but clearly not. He's kind of got a leathery tanned complexion. If you've seen Tombstone, Sam Elliott's character, but the hair is red with a little bit of a queue, and the ubiquitous Sam Elliott mustache. He is dressed in a very military adjacent look, in red and brass. Damn it.
It is brass. You're right. Yeah, brass.
With kind of like a 3/4 cape deal, matching pants, tall leather boots.
Incredible. There is old lady Lorelei who's walking around. She's just nondescript human, older lady, gray hair put back. She has a bit of a veil over. She's in I didn't want to say like good shape for her age, but she's an old lady, but she's not like overweight, not particularly underweight either. She's a very healthy old lady who goes around and dotes on people. And last coming in the room is going to be Esquire Beverly, who is kind of, her hair is silver today. She's kind of made her hair as silver. You see, she kind of is like twitching her face a little bit. She's like holding her hair in front of her face a little bit, just kind of like twitching her. And you see like shades of blue kind of going up and down in the color of her hair. And she's like clearly straining to change her own hair color. Her eyes are, I'd say her eyes are changing in the same. It's like literally she's like playing with the saturation button on her hair and her eye color. She's like it literally looks like she's like flexing in order to do this color change. She's dressed very presentary. She's got her platinum armor. She polished it shiny last night. She's just dressed as a warrior of a platinum dragon this morning. Was kind of trying to make her hair and eyes of a similar color. And it is clearly kind of like a little anxious, wants to be like perfect and make sure that plate is just perfectly like tightened over there. And just kind of fussing over herself a little bit. And you guys are ready to join the horde of Emon citizens to go and see the Ascension of High Paladin Finch.
Oh wait, before we left, I forgot about Lady.
Of course, tell us about Lady. Couldn't forget Lady.
So Lady is a little black and white cat. Everyone, normal cat. Everyone assumes, right? She's very fancy. That's Nyx and Lady in the chat. And this is a fancy event, so I think Lady might tag along.
Oh, of course. I think Lady's almost like sitting by the door, her tail slightly curled around the front of her paws. She's sort of like licking one of her paws and kind of preening herself, making sure she's proper. She's sitting at the door very much with like an expectation of like, yes, I'm coming. It's not a question. She has beautiful white hair except for a single streak of black. It goes all the way from the top of one eye, all the way back and down and up.
Cats are so regal. Ah.
You could swear that the cat winks at you. That's weird. Happy kind of like looks at the cat unhappily. The cat kind of looks at Happy and kind of like if she had hair, she'd flip her hair as if disinterested and Happy. And Happy's like folds his little bunny arms, kind of hops away. Unhappily, they seem to have a thing going.
You mean Happy's unhappy?
Happy seems unhappy with the cat.
I don't understand. I mean, she's glorious. Do you think he has a crush? She leans into Nyx. Do you think he has a crush?
I don't know. Maybe he's jealous of the attention.
I've seen that look before. Not on animals. They might fight later.
No.
Oh no.
Oh no, Happy's not a fighter. He's a lover.
Lady's too fancy for that.
Yeah, no.
He looks real fight-like right now.
You say Happy's a lover, and Happy kind of like adjusts his little his little cuffs as if to say yes, of course. His little bow tie. Again, you have no idea where all that came from. And he'll jump up on the table and quickly gorge on a muffin about his size. And yeah.
There we go. Some normal happy behavior.
I was gonna say that Happy's still happy. Wonderful.
Yep, Happy seems happy now that he has ate a muffin roughly half his size.
Well, it's not the weirdest thing he's eaten to date. in fairness.
No, it's not.
Or the
It's
largest.
actually really on brand for him.
Lady Lorelei goes, "You all look so wonderful this morning. Oh my goodness. I am underdressed. I'm so embarrassed. You all look like you should be carved in marble, and oh goodness, I didn't even bring my best dress. I didn't know the dress code was so fancy."
Well, there'll be a lot of people there wearing a lot of different things. Actually, do you want to go help us pick up the orphans?
Orphans?
Oh,
She starts to tear up a little bit. Of course. How can I say no? I would be more than happy to help you pick up some orphans.
Yvain looks entirely too pleased.
Yes. Pact of the Orphans. Okay. With that, your party, looking spick and span, heads out onto the streets of Emon, and you join some 300,000 plus citizens of Emon who are all flooding down the streets in the direction of the Temple District. Luckily, you guys are all you will work for the Council of Emon and might be able to use that paperwork to get a front row seat. It also helps that you're friends with Finch. I'm going to fast track some of the city travel there. You guys go to the orphanage. They did not expect you, but are more than happy to see you. The various keepers, individuals of the orphanage of St. Brufor are going to be very happy for that extra help. As some of the clerics go around like, no, don't pull on your sister's ear at some of the children. But Keeper Aladov, the lovely sort of female, almost abbotess, this isn't an abbot, but still. She sort of says, "Okay, children, in a line," and then they almost immediately, like a little soldiering squad, file into two lines. They go, "Yes, Keeper Aladov," over top of each other, not in sync at all. And the other priests sort of form a little brigade around the children. There's going to be a lot of people in the crowd, so they're trying their best to keep track of all these kids. This is a very important event in the name of Bahamut. One of them puts their hand up and says, "Why do we give a shit about Bahamut?" And they're like, "Language!" and like pulls on his ear. He's like, Keeper Aldous says, "It's a fair question. It is important that we should respect all the prime deities. They work together in harmony to make our world a wonderful place. So just as we need Bahamut, just as we need Arathis, just as we need Corlon." And someone was like, "Oh, says, okay, everybody, remember, everybody stay in line. Hold hands with your buddy." And they hold hands with their buddy. They're like, "All right, let's go." You all begin to file to the street. You get to the Temple District. I'm like, hold. Do you have any reason why you should be allowed into the Temple of Bahamut's space, the Cathedral of Bahamut? Everyone wants to get in. You're gonna have to hear the procession from one of the other parts of the district.
We're personal friends of Finch and Guard. And we're...
You and the last 300 people, sir. Do you have any proof of this?
Would
Our
you like me
outfits?
to ask to see if her dragon can show up? Or
they both
perhaps
look
I
at
can
each
get a
other.
hold of the coin mistress?
They both sort of chuckle, look at each other, and they go on, sure, go right ahead."
Fine.
Yeah.
Finch's dragon did come back with us when we teleported back, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna say went through the teleportation. We're gonna catch up with Finch and see how the relationship is there with the dragon in a minute, but the dragon probably vanished to go see Finch, but you could certainly make it show up if you wanted. Try to anyway. You also, as a reminder, do have your papers of employment with the Tal'Dorei Council if you wish to use those.
I
Oh yeah.
Oh, I got my
I
tattoo.
I think that might be easier.
Yeah.
We're members of the Aurora Concordant. I'm certain we're on your list.
Royal Concordance. All right, let's see. Oh, all right. A Royal Concordant. Well, he looks at you all. There's pink half elf, fiery mustached human, small squire, fishy looking blue skin kind of person, an elf. Yeah, all right, fair enough. On you go. They will get your names though, but apparently there's like, if you got like peek over his shoulder, you'll see it's like Ember Van Zyl, fiery mustache fellow, or human, or looking human. Yvain, a pink half elf. And then like it goes down like that. You get a very quick physical description. Goes, all right, fine. In you go. In you go. The gates open. This is not a meager event. There are indeed about 300,000 individuals filing into the temple district wanting to take a look. Most people will not be able to actually lay eyes on Finch and Kord today, unfortunately, but those important few who work for the Tal'Dorei Council have a relationship with Finch, worshippers of Bahamut, the important folks, unfortunately, do get the front seats. That's you. You guys are important people. So, as you move into the district, you are going to see a beautiful cathedral of the Platinum Dragon, which I was working on for you guys. Here we are, Cathedral of Bahamut. Let's just hear the band campfire. In which we're probably going to like report inside the cathedral now to see what's going on with Finch. Walk with me, damn it. There we go. Aha. As soon as it finishes, a lot of assets. And we need some music. Let's see. Cathedral. Incredible. You see this glorious cathedral before you. If you zoom in a little bit into the map on roll 20, you're going to see the Temple of Bahamut in the most sort of northern central. This huge, almost basilica-esque cathedral, very similar in appearance to the Vatican, where it has the large rounded square in the center filled with lush gardens. It competes with the Temple of Arathis for the largest and most glorious of temples in Emon. And indeed it does compete. It has wide, tall domes, beautiful white stone marble. It is a gorgeous pinnacle. It's bigger than the original temple of Bahamut in Vasselheim. It is not nearly as old or as religiously important, but certainly more modernized and built cathedral, gorgeous with stained glass windows, magnificent. And as we report inside, Finch, the Ascension is upon you. You are endowed in fine ceremonial armor that is indeed made of platinum. It is more for ceremony than function. It does serve as plate armor. You're not. But you are endowed in vestments of the Platinum Dragon. And as this religious ceremony is upon you, we find you standing before statues that are idols and icons of the advisors of the Platinum Dragon in myth. These are the 7 worms. As you look upon them, perhaps pondering or contemplating. your dragons around the temple somewhere, as is the important members of the clergy here in Emon. What would you like to do with yourself?
I think to myself, I thought I read in a book somewhere there was a warforged that should be a part of this as well. No.
What's a warforged?
Right? Still, the irony is not lost on me. All right, so I think they would probably be like really trying to like keep it together, because like this is the epitome of like what they've been trying to avoid for the past over a year now. But fighting the dichotomy between like not wanting to do this, but understanding like the importance of what it represents to like the faith of Bahamut, like the followers of Bahamut. So really trying to like find that that give inside of them to kind of get through this. So I think they would maybe recall some of the teachings that they learned through like their squirehood, squiredom, squiredness. You know, so those teachings, you know, up through the, you know, the teachings of Bahamut when they were small, what they heard in their household, like kind of like just reflecting on like their pathway to like how they've gotten here. Maybe taking a look at the statues, recalling like the tales they've heard of, you know, each dragon and then their importance, and like just trying to like reflect on the day.
Most, and opens a Coke too.
It opens a beer.
It opens a beer while here. I almost imagine that Finch just like on a knee, honoring, contemplating, sweat rolling down, still in contemplation, doesn't look, and just unholsters a beer and just like need a little
something.
Need a little something. We'll say that in that moment,
it's a package from Zarvog that says like, in case of emergencies, open this, and I do just that, and that's what it is.
Exactly. You go to sip from it, and it's like slapped out of your hand before you drink. And the head clergy individual. Oh, where are you? You lost. As I slip through my notes, you can't find me.
And one more thing.
Hi. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, and one more thing. I think, sorry, I forgot about this detail. I think that they would have Xander's holy symbol with them. Because I know that like 2 sessions ago, that was pretty big, pretty important to them. So I think that they would have that on them, maybe like tied onto their waist or something like that, just as like a reminder of, you know, the significance that that holds, and not really like wanting to let that go.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
You're holding on to that, not wanting to let that go. In that moment, you're approached by the high priest of the Platinum Sanctuary here. I'm working on their title as we speak. But this silver dragonborn, Sorel Tal'Dorei, approaches you and swipes your beer from you and says, "Are you?" He goes, "It is unthinkable for you to be indulging in
I was just thinking about it. I wasn't going to do it. I was just thinking about it.
High Paladin, this is Scale Bear, High Warden, so pretty important individual, not the High Bear, it's Scale Bear. So the Scale Bear takes what he goes, I must insist, High Paladin, the sacraments that have been done, it would all be for naught if you were to indulge in something to dull your senses. It could get in the way of the meeting. Are you not excited to stand before the Platinum Dragon in divine judgments before your time?
I am weak, yes, you're right.
He's just holding it in his mouth.
No, he has it. He
has it. Some other priest comes over and slaps out of his hand and goes, "Hey, Scale Bearer, what are you doing drinking?" He goes, I wasn't. He goes, "Oh, no matter. And they kind of the high, and you know the Scale Bearer, like I told you the politics. Like by you being ascended in his cathedral, it gives him a significant amount of clout to do with the religious politics of the clergy of Bahamut. So this is a big day for him too, that he's gotten you to this point, which has been, in all fairness to him, quite difficult.
Yes.
It's been pulling fingernails getting you to this point. He puts his hand on your shoulder, and then kind of goes to do it, and then maybe thinks better of it. You guys don't know each other that well, and he goes, "How are you, my child? Are you prepared? Do you require any bolstering?" He puts the beer down somewhere else. Some words of acknowledgement. You could speak to me if it is at your pleasure.
Oh, that is a big question to be asking on such a day. No, I think I'm ready. I have gone on. I have. This has been called to me more than once, as you know, and times prior, I feel like I was not prepared like I am now. Since then, I have gone on many adventures. I've seen many things. Um, I've lost people. I've learned an immense amount, and I feel like I am more well-rounded now, and it's time.
Excellent, excellent to hear. Places everybody, and kind of just walks away, goes back, takes the beer, walks away. You maybe catch him sipping on the way out. And a little what you were trying to put forth kind of lost apparently on the scale there as he goes over to like make doubly sure all the preparations are in order. At which point you hear in Draconic, your big dragon lumber forward, brass dragon, long, thin face, approaches and sort of looks at the statues beside you, sort of in acknowledgement, I suppose, and is going to say, "So, in Draconic, of course, these are what?"
Did they say these are all what?
Yeah, just basically what are they? And like it's clearly like a small talk thing. Like, who are they? Like pointing at the seven worms.
I mean, surely you know.
Shrugs at you.
Truly. You have no idea.
Dragons.
Just dragons? No, Melisaurus.
The gold dragons.
The gold dragons. Would she not know? Like, I mean, just given, I guess, like, her origin as well. Would she really not know who they are?
Make an insight check.
Yes, let's do just that. She's just gaslighting me.
Yo, you gaslighting me, bro?
Yeah, bro. You're from thousands and thousands of years ago. All right, that's an 18 on the dice plus. Oh, so -2. So 16.
16. No, you've come to recognize that like you've been told through your order the spirit of dragon that you've been summoning is has the spirit of an ancient but long dead dragon, one of the calamity perhaps. But you're starting to understand that spirit isn't memory necessarily, and while this dragon has this old ancient soul about it, and has certainly a maturity beyond a couple of weeks of having summoned it, it doesn't hold the memory of all these things as well. You don't know if this is like an amnesia thing, or if this is like just they're an empty cup that needs to be filled. You're not sure at that point, but you think that your dragon is genuinely interested, but genuinely doesn't know a lot about their history or stuff.
So these are the 7 great gold worms. They are the closest of Bahamut's servants, and they serve as his guardian when he walks the earth. And I will go on to explain to him about each one briefly, individually, and just kind of go through the history of their importance.
They listen with interest. It's another thing you're learning of Melissaris, is that they do have a deep thirst for knowledge and story. And very interested in sharing it once they know it. And listens with interest. And kind of says, Bahamut needs protection.
Funny how that works, huh?
So, good luck, I guess. Well, I don't know. I'm not really. It's been explained to me what happens. You go in front of everybody, and you're sort of acknowledged by the people, and then you're supposed to speak to Bahamut, and then you come back out, and then you're acknowledged again. So it's been explained to me, but I don't know. So seems like a lot.
It is, but it's important to some people, and I need to show up for them. And I'll need to lean on you a little bit today. Your courage, your dragon heart. We're companions, right? Yes, you're dragon.
I don't know, Finch. Are we? You kind of left me in Whitestone.
Oh, but aren't you so independent?
No. I'm bound to your soul and stuff.
You are bound to me, but that doesn't mean you need to be Velcroed to me all the time. I want to give you your freedom.
I do like my freedom, but I'm not a dog or a bear that you leave hitched outside the city when you want to do stuff.
Okay, that's fair. Thank you for telling me. This companionship that we're building, it's important that we have honest communication between each other, even when we feel like it's tough for the other person to hear. So if there's been anything that I've done that's made you feel lesser than, that you're not important to me, then I apologize. And we'll continue to work on it together. Does that sound good?
Well, that's incredibly reasonable of you. Here. Yeah. Open communication, right? Yeah. One of the first tenets of enlightenment. You've done this before, wise and teaching and stuff.
I mean, I've had a lot of wise teachers. I've learned a lot along the way, a lot of tough lessons along the way. So, like I said, we're doing this together. It's been very scary to leave my compatriots to study this new oath, to bind myself to those teachings, to learn what it means to be a dragon rider. So it's all just one big adventure.
Well, you have my dragon cards, and I will make sure that today goes well for you. If you watch out for me with open communication, I will do the same. Because we are companions, partners, not master and pet.
Understand. Sounds good.
You hear in Draconic behind you, speaking of teachers, and you see Lady Kima Vord walk in. The halfling warrioress comes sort of stomping in, big, great sword, just barely not scraping on the floor behind her, and will sort of walk up. If I'm not mistaken, she's met your dragon, right?
Yes, I think one time.
Yeah, you guys met one time. Or they met one time.
Yeah.
Kima walks right up to the dragon, and like punches it on the shoulder. And then Draconic says like, "How you doing, big guy?" And the dragon kind of goes and like punches Kima back in the shoulder, and Kima's like, "Oh no, it's dented." And starts kind of like fiddling and trying to stick her thumb under it and undent it if she can, but it's pretty solid steel, so it's not going to undone. She's like, "Oh, it's not going to pop out easily." Shit. Okay, well, I'm going to have to make this quick then. It's good to see you, Finch. Ready for the big day? Need an escape route? Need an escape route? I've got one planned.
I mean, yes, desperately, but I can't.
Okay, let's go. Oh, wait, what?
Nope, don't tempt me. You will have my father's wrath. That's fair.
Your father doesn't have like flicks the hilt of her proud holy avenger great sword that she bears on her back. It was, I could take him. No offense. Not that I would, but I could.
No offense taken. No, I appreciate it, but this is something that I must do. I have given my word. I have broken that word more than once, and so I must follow through now.
Wow, look at you becoming a proper paladin, following your word and notes and all of that. I did a pretty good job on you, didn't I, kid?
You did. You did.
Cool. Well, don't worry, I'll be part of the procession. And, well, I mean, doesn't sound like you have to do much. Just kind of walk out there. I mean, you did the rehearsal and everything, so yeah, it'll all be good. Do you remember what exactly the ceremony is going to be? I can refresh you if you need.
Yes. You ask if I haven't completely disassociated during any of those tasks. So yes.
Well,
maybe.
I know you, kid. So I thought I'd just make sure. All right. Very simple, easy steps. He's pretty much going to tell you what to do. The scale bearer guy. You're just gonna, when it's your time, you're gonna walk through the doors, out on the balcony. Emon's gonna see you. Wow, all that. And they're going to, speak some words and hint and all that nonsense. And then they're gonna sort of present you to the people. Then once all that presentingness is done, you're gonna return inside of the cathedral. And there's going to be a religious ceremony where you're going to have direct divine communion with Bahamut. And then once that is done, you'll go back outside and be sort of, symbolically reborn and all that. And you'll be acknowledged as a paragon of the faith of Bahamut, and acknowledged by Bahamut. And you'll speak his words to the people and let them know what Bahamut's words for Emon are. And that's basically it. You're acknowledged by the people. Go back inside, see a big old dragon guy that we like so much. Go outside and tell him what he said.
Got it.
Yeah, easy peasy.
What if I forget what Bahamut tells me?
Well, then make something up. Just get the gist,
Bahamut says...
Yeah, maybe... Put a little more flair on that. People deserve a little flair.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
Yeah. Look at you decked out in platinum. Is that tin? No, it's platinum. It's proper platinum.
Take it up with the church.
Yeah. So just flair into it. I'm sure as long as there's a little flair, you're gonna be great.
Not like I've not ever spoken to Bahamut before or anything. Just appeared to me in prayer, and that one time when we died, I think. Yes.
Oh shit.
I've never spoken to Bahamut directly before. I don't.
It's a big moment.
And they'll just zone out for a minute, realizing.
Hey, come on back. Yeah. She's like, hey, come on back.
Yes. Okay. Yes. I'm here.
It's gonna be fine. He's like your second dad, kinda, right? Like you're divine blooded and all that. So he's like,
yeah,
it's like coming home. I mean, you're like an angel and everything.
Yes, I got it. We're good.
Chances are it'll probably be easier than it sounds, visiting him with a capital H.
But what if he tells me something bad to tell everybody?
Well,
like today is the end
job.
of days.
Oh, oh shit.
Prepare for the next calamity.
Well, use your best judgment. Finch is what I would say. Use your best judgment. What do the
All right, then.
300,000 people out there need to hear, and what do they not need to hear?
I'm just doom spiraling. That's cool. It's okay.
Yeah, don't doom spiral. That's a new word. Congratulations. You've made up a new term for anxious people. Congratulations. Yeah, it's a very eventful day. You got this. You got this. Courage, right?
Courage.
And you got a dragon. If anything goes wrong, your dragon will just breathe fire, and all the problems will go away. The dragon shakes his head at you.
He's not doing
that. No burning fires. That was a test. Good. Don't burn the people. Good job. Making sure. Okay, I'm gonna let you go now. I gotta go do my nonsense and buff this out. It's a lot. We'll just kind of smack you on the shoulder. I'd say Bahamut be with you, but like, it's really.
He literally will be in like 20 minutes.
Yeah, you don't need me to say that. So I'll just say, you've got this. Good luck.
Thank you.
And she will teeter away. And the dragon will go, good, teacher. She sounds very...
She's an acquired taste.
Free.
Yeah. Yes.
All right. Let's get this over with. Or at least let's go get ready to get this over with. I'll fly you out of there if you will. You're not really good at the dragon riding yet, but I'll do it.
Don't let me fall off.
And as the dragon pads away, Finch, maybe perhaps take one last look at the worms, the servants, if they give you any sort of meaning or help you in any way, and you know that the time for preemptive ceremony and cleansing of spirit and meditation is over, and the time for acknowledging is coming upon you swiftly. In which we're going to report outside. Sorry guys, I didn't put 300,000 people in a square. I didn't drop 300,000 in a square, so I hope you'll be cool with a slight theater of mind in that situation. Just slightly. Just imagine hordes of people. Now, as I said, the only people who have been allowed into the actual central space, the actual walled-in portion of the district that belongs to the Bahamut's Cathedral and his faithful, is a fraction of the number. But nobles, high faithful, the squires, and leaders. So the Tal'Dorei Council will be there. Delegates from the Tal'Dorei Council will be there. Nobles of the city of Emon. Only the most important folks are around. And you guys coming in, march in with a bunch of orphans, which is a surprising sight, I think, for some, but received well, very, very charitable, and nobody's sort of like, I think they like it from a distance. They're like, oh, the awoken coded, so charitable, so honorable, and then one of the kids like spoon flings like a little a morsel of food at her, and she goes, oh, so dirty. And one of the things, like, come on, this is a big day. I don't want to go to a religious ceremony. I want to play hopscotch. I don't know. And so some of the kids are like, shh, in the name of Morgan, just be good for once. And they all seem to be, generally, things are going well as far as rallying the 40 orphans go. You all file in. It seems that the Sparks of Emon, your friends, rivals, this other adventuring party that you guys have come to be friends with over the years is also present in the square. And the Tal'Dorei Council most certainly is. I think you'll see Glint in the crowd. He'll give you guys a wave. He seems to be hanging out with what look to be mages from the Alabaster Lyceum, maybe some other people who look a little undefined, which might mean that they're Arcana perhaps. Who knows? He's kind of hanging out with his mage crew. He's a little off over there. Zarvolk shows up and he's like, "Sorry I'm late." And he's got one of those like protein water bottles, and he like squirts it into his mouth. Rosh Grokleaf comes into with him, his trainer. He's like, "It's fine, you don't have to do the laps this afternoon." "Thanks, asshole." Or something like that. Zarvolk's like all kind of flimsy and tired from early morning intense training that Rosh Gross put him through. Rosh Gross suddenly looks a little like surprised, and he like walks past you, and puts it and sticks his hand out and says, "Who are you, madam?" And Lorelei goes, "Oh, my name is Lorelei. I'm of Western. What big tusks you have." And he goes, "Thank you. That is a great compliment where I'm from." And he'll kiss her neck so sweetly. Zarvolk's like, "What the fuck?" From the background, as he slaps Zarvolk. He's like, "Ow." Is there, as this massive crowd is out and about, people are kind of whispering and talking. There's a little bit of time before the big ceremony. You would also, hey, fun fact, there's stalls out here, as you would have seen on the side of the streets, petty merchants plying their wares, like, "Get your Finch and the God children dolls! Get your Finch and the God dolls for your kids! With flapping wing action! With flapping wing action, folks!" And there's other people who are like symbols of people are selling symbols of Bahamut by the bucket load. There's little like those like little like chibi dolls of like your favorite movie characters. Like one guy's got a stall of that, and he's like, "Get your Finch and the Gods! Could you pay the part of any important collector's item for the great heroes and love of Tal'Dorei?" Finch and the Guard paraphernalia is being sold.
I want as many things with Finch's face on them as soon as possible. Please, please. I will buy one for all the kids. I promise. I just want them so bad.
Get your Finch and the God platinum-colored foam fingers! Platinum-colored foam fingers! Finch and the God! Qiro, if you drop a gold, you can be fully decked out. You've got like a Finch and the Guard, like tricorn hat with a little
It's not even all for me. I'm just getting so many things for all of these kids to play with and take home with them. Take it all.
I'll say mark off we'll say 5 gold then to get some stuff for the kids.
Best purchase of Natal campaign. This is gonna be fun.
Like little wings for the kids to wear.
Yes.
Oh, for sure.
Like
Get your angel, get your platinum. We've got them in dragon wings and angel wings. There's all different styles. They're like, "It's your Finch and the God keychain warhammers."
Yes.
I was here. Finch touched this,
Yeah. Oh no, there are definitely peddlers who are like, "Divine reliquaries. Did you know that in Finch's early adventures, they lost a finger, and this is the authentic finger bone of High Paladin Finch from those times way out east." And this person's like, "This is the actual fingernail clippings of Finch and the God. Get your reliquaries here, folks. Authentic reliquaries." And people are peddling all manner. Yeah, religious people are gross. They're peddling all manner of wares. People are like, "Finch and a God actually touched this pedal." And like half of them are hawking bullshit, like clearly. People are like, "Paintings of Finch and a God." Hair's all wrong. And people are making they're like, if you guys are like, they're like, "Get out of here, come on, I'm trying to make a business here." This one guy's like comes up to you, opens up his inner jacket. He's like, "You want some Finch and the God portraits? I got all kinds of Finch and the God portraits. I got this far back as Stupid. I've got Emon. I got authentic. All kinds of
I got their rookie card.
Yeah, you want the Finch God trading card? I've got the Vox Machina ones are all sold out, obviously years ago, but Finch God ones are fresh off the print. And people are like, oh, Finch God trading cards. And they'll
Nixon's gonna go grab one of those and put it in their coat pocket. Like, yes, I need this.
yeah, mark. I need this. Mark off like
I need this.
4 gold or 4 copper. Jesus. But once you guys enter into the actual cathedral space, the hawking and peddling recedes to nothing, as this is like the very nice district where you leave all that behind. People are selling mugs. I'll say that there's like ale mugs where it says like it's just like a regular mug. It just says Finch carved into the front. People are doing whatever they can to make a buck today, and people are making a buck, or gold, I should say. But anyway, as you guys are out of that portion of the district and you're into the very nice, it's sort of like, it's more like a neighborhood or gardens, a square, something of the like, a sort of district within the district. As you find yourself here at the Cathedral of Bahamut, and there's a couple thousand people here of varying levels of importance. Is there anything you'd like to do before the ceremony begins? No, it's gonna hang out. It's perfectly fine. Bish. Okay. So I think I'm going to. You see there's various people enter and there's like applause. You see the Tal'Dorei Council comes out together. The Coin Mistress, Vexalia de Rolo, in her beautiful blue dress, comes out with Percival de Rolo on his arm with his many spawn following in behind him with various servants to make sure they have everything they need. This is a big day. All the members of the Tal'Dorei Council file into great applause. Your buddies are going to be present, as I said. Let's see who comes over to say hi. At least one of them is. Nope, that's a little on the nose. I think they're all kind of together. Alistair spots you guys through the crowd in his usual regalia. Spots you all through the crowd, kind of gives you a little wave from a little while away. And kind of just continues to stand there. He is accompanied with Karzi, Camellia, Kiljaya, the whole gang is there. And you see many priests of Bahamut walking through with censers, spreading holy smoke, warriors of Bahamut making the rounds. Everything's ready to go. Coming through the crowd, there is going to be a little something's going to happen before...
A little something.
Yeah. I'm not going to let you off the hook that easy. I'm going to say... Oh, yeah, this is perfect. Okay. Kingsley Andegard, the blonde-haired captain of the arms of Emon and high paladin of the Order of Bahamut, comes through. And he looks over. I'm going to say he grabs you, Ember. And he's going to say, oh, Mr. Van Zyl, it's a pleasure to see all of you. I was wondering if you'd come with me. There's been a bit of an altercation. I just need some hands, if you wouldn't mind.
Absolutely.
Well, this was for anyone of you. Please, the this way.
Absolutely.
Sweet.
I'm game.
He'll go and he'll say, it's a delicate matter. I feel comfortable if I had you with me, and well, we're spread a little thin here today on protection. So you kind of make your way through the crowd. It's like, make room as he goes through. You start to hear some shouting. You start to see a lot of attention being pointed away from the cathedral. And very quickly you see that population dense. People are looking at the top of each other to see what's going on. You are going to come into what looks to be like a natural ring has formed around two figures. One you recognize, one you don't. One is Wyatt Andegard, the current supreme champion of the Day of Challenging and High Paladin of Bahamut. He's sort of standing there, he's dressed very well for the event, very well for the day. He's got his hand very loosely on the front of his sword. He's looking kind of like a little like uncomfortable, and sort of aggressively at him is. Would you like to describe what your character looks like?
You see a blue dragonborn woman in traditional, like, monk's clothing, a little finer, and she has a spear on her back, but she's just aggressively coming at this man to fight.
Exceptional. I'm going to get your mini out so everyone can get a little peek at that. I just need to find it. But in the meantime, you guys are kind of at the side. Kingsley at first is like, let's see if I can handle this. Wyatt says, this is a little inappropriate. This is neither the time nor the place. I politely decline, but thank you. And the perhaps adding to your rage, the supreme champion shows you his back and begins to walk away, that's rough.
I take one of like the plushies or something and just went at him.
You take a plushie from the crowd, you throw it, and it goes, and a little finch flies through the air and goes off the back of Wyatt's head. Wyatt goes, "Did you just throw a plushie of my sibling at me?
You dare dishonor me?"
He kind of like looks at you and goes, "This would be dishonoring yourself. This is, like I said, this is neither the time nor the place. I don't wish to embarrass you."
To be over quickly.
Because I know, and we've already fought. There's no point in doing this. I politely decline, as I've said. Good day. And he begins to walk away.
The tail sweep it. She used my tail.
Okay, a tail sweep him. The tail comes around. Make me an athletics check. He definitely isn't expecting it, so I'm going to give a disadvantage. First roll of the game.
I need to get to where my stats are.
No worries, take your time. It's all good.
And you said I had a...
Just roll an athletics check. Or, I believe, as a monk, you can use dexterity if you wish as well. So make me an athletics or acrobatics. I think grappling rules have changed, but I'm still getting adjusted to it.
14.
14.
Yeah.
You sweep his tail. He did not roll very well with his disadvantage. You sweep. I'm going to say he rolled well enough that he isn't going to completely fall over, but you certainly, trip one of his feet, and he, half stumbles, certainly enough that his hand touches the ground as he, loses his balance. His hand touches the ground. He doesn't go completely on his back or anything, but he kind of swings around and throws his cape out of his face. It was definitely, an embarrassing moment for him, and there's, a from the various crowd members, and he looks around a little embarrassed.
Ember
he looks at you.
is going to cast thaumaturgy to increase his vocal.
Okay.
And one single word, enough.
You say enough. The crowd, shocked, turns. The two of you are going to see this very well dressed, almost military looking man with a very nice mustache.
Only one of us can be unmuted.
Wyatt says, "I will give you one last chance. I concur with my brother's companion. This should be
Just a
enough at this
moment,
point.
Wyatt. And your name is? Turning to the Dragonborn.
My name is Drysrinn Varnos, and I am here to have a rematch.
I'll tell you what, Ember, being a local, you can make a history check if you'd like.
Sure.
About this individual, their name, the situation.
15.
15. You, my local Emonian, or however you say it, recall that last year's day of challenging came down to a champion of Bahamut, who was Wyatt Andegard, and a champion of Kord, who was the Dragonborn you see before you. So you were probably there when you saw this individual fall to Wyatt's blade and kind of lose before all of Emon, and was not the champion of the Day of Challenge.
I understand that you're upset. I recognize that. If you wish to settle this, I will help facilitate it, but it cannot be this moment.
Do I have your word?
I will facilitate it with all of the authority that exists between me and the Andegard family and the Council of Tal'Dorei.
It's a pretty impressive authority there, my draconian friend.
My name is Ember Van Zyl. I'm a member of the Aurora Concordant. Friend and companion to Finch Andegard, Wyatt's sibling, who's celebrating a milestone event today, right now, here in this very cathedral. If you would like, you may stay with me, and I will facilitate once these ceremonies have drawn to a conclusion. That would be a more appropriate time. And if needs be, I'd be happy to introduce you to the current champion of Kord, if you feel the need that you have not had enough exercise for the day.
I'm certain he would entertain you.
Science. If I have a word for you, break it. And understand, I will.
So we're having a little, I don't know if it's just me, but I'm having a little bit of trouble hearing you. Could you try going into your audio and pumping up the voice sensitivity in Zoom?
If it makes you feel better, for weeks I struggled with this.
Zoom can be a little finicky. It would be the little arrow next to the mute button. If you're looking
Is this better?
That's way better. Fantastic.
It's the earbuds I'm using then.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Well, you're crystal clear now, so feel free to go right.
Thank you.
You obviously wanted something, and I'm happy to facilitate whatever it was.
My rematch.
Absolutely.
Now, as I said, you give me your word, I stay by you. Break it, and we fight.
I have zero desire to fight with the champion of Kord. And yes, by all means, stay right beside me.
Drysrinn, you sort of having made this, Wyatt kind of loosens a little bit. He will sort of give you a nod, Ember, give a nod to his brother, and kind of make himself scarce, so not to be the object of shall we say, anger.
Contention.
Contention, exactly. As he makes his way through the crowd, not only Drysrinn will notice, but perhaps the rest of you will notice too, a small, I guess a family of Dragonborn that are dissimilar to Drysrinn in scale color and draconian tail. And they kind of watch with, unlike the rest of the crowd, watch with dismay as Wyatt is given leave. They kind of look back at you, Drysrinn, kind of like the older male one huffs and sort of shakes his head disappointed, and takes what looks to be his wife and like walks away from the altercation with disappointment.
She takes that knowledge in, internalizes it, says nothing, and changes nothing about her face.
Fair enough. The 40 orphans are like, "Oh, we're gonna fight! These are so cool!" And the priests are like, "You be quiet," and sort of quieting the children.
So, how public a spectacle do you need this to be?
As if it were the day it happened.
Okay.
Yvain, I'll say Zarvol's standing next to you and is like, I kind of been working out all morning. I'm gonna need some electrolytes before I get into any kind of situation with, give me like an hour.
Go manage.
Kind of grumbles. Beverly's like, so should we go get a good view of the balcony steps?
Let's go return to our seats.
All right, you're gonna make your way. Drysrinn in pursuit, perhaps feeling the anger of the moment cool a little bit, but however you feel is however you feel. You make your way. Drysrinn, maybe a history check, because you're looking around these like very well-dressed individuals.
Scared for this. Oh, 17.
17. He was talking about like my authority with the Tal'Dorei Council and whatever. You're like, okay, sure. You remember hearing some rumors around Emon about a group not dissimilar to the appearances of people before you, a pink half-elf and a sort of fiery mustached man being at the center. Finch and probably the only one who's like large, like depending on person, but named most of the time. You begin to identify that you're in the company of Qiro and Kord, which is, they're kind of the hot shots of Emon, or of a Tal'Dorei right now. They're kind of the hotshot adventurers around right now. Maybe you're kind of surprised to find yourself in such illustrious adventuring company all of a sudden.
She kind of feels like weird because she knows that if she would have stuck with her past, she could have maybe been in here. But that's gone now, and she's just going to sit through this.
Okay. Stay with them. Hold your arms. Stay with it. And we will progress to the main event. Let's do this. Let's pull out my notes for Ascension. Let's see here. Okay, here we go. So there's obviously an element of theater of the mind here, but I will demonstrate to a degree with minis as the ceremony progresses. Basically, you all begin to hear the sounds of trumpets, the sound of drums ring out loudly over the people speaking. Attention turns towards the cathedral as the doors open, and high clerics and members of the clergy, scale bearers as such, begin to file out. Hear me that chapel music. There we go. Let's see here. Everybody begins, all the clergy begins to file out, priests, clerics, applause begins to be had. The Tal'Dorei council members find themselves with their, if they do have companions, with their companions to a high seat, some ways back from the front steps, but surely the best seat in the house. It pays to be the leading members of government. And all of you find yourselves in very good positions as well. The various people will probably know who you are, know your relationship with Finch. Some spots have been reserved. Nothing too close to the to where the Tal'Dorei council members are, but fairly close. Maybe like 30 feet off through the crowd, where you can see the sparks of Emon, and then maybe like 150 feet off is the Tal'Dorei council members who are sort of sitting on their on the raised dais in the middle of the crowd. There are many guards surrounding, keeping a secure perimeter around the Tal'Dorei council members, making sure that nobody storms the steps. As this is kind of a celebrity moment here. This is like the Tal'Dorei version of like a rock and roll show. Like this is like hot shit. This is like people are dying to come out to see this. So clearly people are being spread a little bit thin. As the trumpets begin to sound, Kingsley is going to put a hand on your shoulder, Emperor, and he's going to say, "I must go, but thank you very much. I did not think diplomacy was possible, but it proved to be wrong. So thank you very much."
You're very welcome.
We'll pat your shoulder again and shoot a little glance of thankfulness to each of you quickly in turn. Maybe there's a bit of a look of like, I don't want to say like condemnation or like stink eye in your way, Drysrinn, but you certainly get a look of like troublemaker from this captain of the guard, who begins to make his way through the crowd to perform his duties as a captain. As he said, the guard looks spread a little bit thin, but it is where it needs to be, keeping the crowd at bay, keeping the council at bay, tending to the walls around the district. Things seem to be going well as far as the security matter goes. Now, as for the ceremony itself, stepping out, you are going to see the scale bearer endowed in very accentuated vestments and robes, pieces of platinum and symbols of the platinum dragon, and down the robes of the scale bearer of the Cathedral of Bahamut. He speaks broadly and his voice echoes widely enough, and he is projecting too, so that he may be heard perhaps even beyond the district of the people who have gathered to simply hear what is happening in the procession. His voice rings out loudly, and he says, "Silence! Silence all who have gathered, for the ceremony of acknowledging is upon you. The right of Asamar ascendance is upon us, finally!" And there's a woo! And it sort of begins to dies down. And he says, "This rare sacrament was the birthright of High Paladin Finch and the Guard. From the moment of their birth to their moment now, they have been but mortal to us. They have been but one of us amongst many. dealing with the trials and sacraments of the soul, but has come now home to Emon to be risen to greater and glorious station. For they shall be affirmed as divine, chosen by the clergy and Bahamut's will itself. And there's a one woman goes faints. Someone was Lorelai's like patting her cheeks. Some people are in tears. This is a moment of like wild, like religious importance. This is like the acknowledging. This is. I dare to use the comparison. This is like a Jesus moment. Like this is like Finch, through the eyes of the clergy of Bahamut, is like the Messiah of Bahamut's faith, like a living Messiah. So this is a humongous moment for the faithful of all the prime deities. Those of you who find themselves with faith to the various prime deities would find this an important moment. Those of you with faith to Bahamut, specifically, this is mind-bogglingly important. The scale bearer continues and says, "Hear now the holy sacraments of the celestial hymns, for we shall sing them proud as we bring before you Finch and the god, as the mortal they are, and so they shall be affirmed here and now as the divine chosen, declared not high paladin, but Messiah and chosen of Bahamut, divine blood sent to us from the heavens himself. For he has sent us his chosen, pure of soul, to be made paragon in trust of his domains before us." And also, oh my God! Trumpets begin to sound, and a beautiful sound of celestial singing begins to erupt from the clergy. There is a choir of young devotees and squires that sing. This is a song that is spoken in celestial in one verse and then draconic in another. Beautiful song and chanting of the tongue is called forth, and you listen as this song is sung. You might hear quietly from, basically the people around begin to erupt following in this song. This is almost like a Band-Aid moment, if you guys are aware of what Band-Aid is, where like the people are singing the song, thousands and thousands of people singing this celestial hymn of Bahamut in tandem. There's power in music. Nyx, you above all would know this. There's power in the magic of music, which is being brought forth in a holy way at this time. Swinging around as this hymn begins to sound off through everyone, including Beverly, who stands in the crowd and knows the hymn. Finch, you hear the sound of 1,000 followers of Bahamut sing in unison, beautifully so. A song known as the Sacred Seven-Pointed Star, which is a song of Bahamut. Your moment is seconds away. The dragon is at your side. Hema is not. She is amongst the procession. It is you and Melisaris and a couple of priests who you do not know the name of, who are but a guiding presence for you. What are you feeling? What are you thinking? What's going on?
I think in that moment, I would feel like the rush of everything all at one time and then like nothing at all. You know what I mean? Like kind of like taking like a deep breath in and just like letting it out, and not like disassociating, but just like, having like a moment of clarity and like a moment of focus that like, this is where I'm meant to be. And like right before we go out, like I would just like put my hand on Melisaris like very quickly, maybe like to tap into her power like a little bit, or for reassurance, for both, and like not say anything at all. Like I wouldn't look at her, and then I would just like take a deep breath again and then proceed.
Fair enough. As you put a hand on Melisaris, you say nothing. Silent word has traveled through you two. You feel your oath has brought you power and has brought you, you've gone through this life of being this chosen of Bahamut, this Asamar, sort of almost unfairly alone. Regardless of how many friends you've carried with you, the support of your family, your brothers, no one can tell you what it's like or can be with you on this journey ever. You've been alone to follow this path and figure it out for yourself. No one can truly understand you, like perhaps Belisarius. And as you put your hand on the dragon, you feel the strength of their muscles, the brawn of their scales, but also, perhaps by coincidence or not, find her pulse, and her heart was beating strong too. This is an important moment for her as well, as you are her rider. And Belisarius, similarly to you, has been sent by Bahamut as your chosen protector and companion in this life. If there's anyone who can understand what it's like to be sent by the gods, it's Belisarius. And as you look up to your dragon, no word is shed. She looks down at you, sort of puffs her chest out as if to quietly say, like, I've got your back. Gives you a little nod of affirmation. The doors. Is there anything?
No, go ahead. I was just saying, like, yeah, that's. Okay. I feel like that's a really good moment.
Excellent. The doors open. The priests say, "Now, High Paladin, now." You walk forward and down in these vestments. What all of you see, and Finch, like, regardless of the fear of the moment or whatever you're feeling, what a moment to have 1,000 devotees of your faith singing for you, for your coming. It is perhaps a terrifying moment, but certainly a moving moment. And as you step forth, all of you from the crowds see the light of Pelor, the Dawn Father, gleam down and bounce off of the platinum armor of Finch, almost perfectly. And as Finch arrives to the sound of these hymns and the cheers of the crowd, Finch arrives as ever looking the chosen warrior sent by the god of protection. Finch is made it to that plinth, and as Finch gleams with platinum light, so too does Finch's companion Belisarius, who walks behind and tall, and light strikes off of his brass scales as well, gleaming wide and far, and suddenly a very clear display of light and divine prominence gleams as if Pelor himself were showing the chosen of his brother off for the crowd. People gasp in awe and reverence as Finch arrives and appears before all. A paladin, not just in ceremony, but in brawn. Scars match the face of Finch. For the sake of our new player, and for, the fun of the moment, Finch, what do you and Belisarius look like as you come through those doors and are presented for the first time before all of Emon in your platinum armor investments? What do you look like?
Oh, yeah. So Finch stands about 6 feet tall. They are androgynous in appearance. They have short, like very light hair, like blonde, almost white, and it is like very short, like swept over the top, and they have like a shaved on the sides and like an undercut. They do have a scar down their left eye, like pretty muscular build. And they have amber eyes and like freckles across their face. And I think in this moment, they would, be standing very proud, very tall, just really trying to embody what they think, this moment requires. This is something that they've, they've heard about, they've ran from, they've heard about again, ran from again. So I think they're just trying to not let everything like tidal waves sweep over them, but also like be the person that they think that everyone needs them to be in this moment.
Incredible. Startling to see Finch presented as such. Finch, you've walked beside and fought beside Finch, many of you, but it is a presentation like none other. So religious. Much religion, such religion. These hymns ring out. I'm trying to get the sound just right. Perfect. Incredible. Let's go a little extra. Yeah. Amazing. The sound and song continues and rises over all of Emon. Surely this music and hymn can be heard from miles around. As you are escorted to the high steps here, you are displayed to all of the people present. While this is going on, Yvain and Qiro, you seemingly alone, you two standing next to one another despite who's around, seemingly hear from somewhere, maybe above, this just quietly under the hymn, this raven call. From behind you, the sky above. And if you turn to look, you're going to notice in the sky this puff of cloud. A single and a perfect blue sky, this dark puff of cloud high above all, creating it's just floating there. I'd like both of you to make perception or arcana checks.
Oh gosh. Oh, dirty 20.
On which kind of check?
Perception.
Perception. Got it. Just gonna wait for you, Bane.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, take your shot. It's all good.
Where is my thing? All right, cool. Yeah. That is 22. So 13 on the dice. Perception. Perception.
Both of you look at the little cloud, and you're going to notice two things strange about it. Well, three actually. The first of which is that it's really high up in the sky. Like, clearly nobody would notice it, but it is. It's not moving with the wind, and it has like almost perfect dimensions. It is a almost perfect 20-foot radius cloud.
How far in the sky is it?
That is an excellent question, which I'm going to tell you right now because of how great a question that was. It's probably... Oh, actually... Sorry, that apparently was difficult information. Let's see here. Okay. It is about... sorry. I apologize. It's about 150 to 200 feet in the air. Yeah. Yeah, 150 to 200 feet in the air. And it's just sitting there, hanging in the air. It is creating a bit of a shadow, obviously, on the far back wall above the gate to this portion of the district.
I'm going to tap Yvain and just say, I've got an idea, but I need you to hold on to me real quick.
I will.
I was going to say, as soon as I feel your hand on me, I am, for the first time since I conjured him, he's so cute, there's going to be, like, she lets out, like, a really, really low-toned whistle, like, trying not to alert anybody else. And kind of, it'll actually appear on her shoulder, but it'll be so fast, like, so there's going to be a hawk that appears. He's kind of, and he, like, appears sitting on her shoulder and is immediately going to shoot up 20 feet in the air. Not 20 feet, 100 feet in the air. Like, as far up as he can go.
Okay. Some people kind of, I mean, Hawk just emerging from the crowd. They're like, "Oh, another sign from Bahamut!" Like Bahamut doesn't even do eagles. What are you talking about? Like it's so beautiful.
Yeah. Pretty bird.
But your sails up into the
And
air towards the cloud.
oh gosh, and I gotta remember, I don't even know how to do this. I haven't done this before. Hold up, let me make sure that that's a thing that I can do. Well, no, because it's the telepathic connection. So while Yvain's holding on to me, I'm basically gonna go through his eyes. Now that I'm like 100 foot up and see if that helps bring anything into focus.
Okay. Make a perception check because I'll say make a perception check through your bird.
Okay.
Now that you have this like bird's eye view to see if you
can
see anything.
Wait, what do I even use to? Perception is a wisdom. Oh, good, my bird's not dumb.
No.
Thank goodness. That would have been bad.
Sweet.
Oh, that's worse. It's a 10.
10.
My bird might be dumb.
Oh
wait.
With a 10. Oh.
I completely forgot that I was doing. I forgot that I was doing their perception, not mine. Oh wait, no. It's a 12. That's a little bit better.
12's a little better. Where's your bird like looking specifically? Just like at the cloud?
Now that I've noticed that it's not moving, it's gonna kind of look. This is gonna sound really weird, but kind of looking like around it. Like, does it look like it was cut out of the sky, or like there are obviously things passing in front of and behind it?
You notice that it seems to be, like it's not so much a cloud, really. It's more like it is like very specific dimensionally. It's got like again like a 20-foot radius. It's a 20-foot radius sphere of dense, impenetrable fog. It's not so much a cloud as it is that.
Okay.
And it doesn't. The wind's not like howling up here by any means. It's light, but it is surprisingly low to the ground and icy.
Okay. I forget if I can talk because I forget if if I can talk when I'm seeing through the bird's eyes.
If you're looking through the bird's eyes, so you have a telepathic communication.
Yeah.
You can see through. If you want to go over, you can see and hear through the bird senses, but you can't see and hear. You can do whatever you want. Otherwise, you could go run into a wall if you want. You're just blind and deaf. That's all.
Kind of keeping it there because it's not doing anything right now, and I don't have a plan. So, like, while I'm looking at it through my bird, I'm just gonna to Yvain just kind of go, it's not moving, and I can't like it's dense, which seems bad.
Hey, Qiro, you're surprised that the Lady of Fate would bless the occasion.
The Lady of who now?
And in that moment, Yvain just kind of bows her head and says, "I'm glad you're here, matron."
Are we worried about the blob or not? That's all I need to know.
Not at all.
Wonderful. And I'm gonna come back to myself and then dismiss the bird. And just kind of look over, like angry, but again trying to be as quiet as possible. You could have just told me that in the first place.
I didn't know what you were doing. I thought you might be trying to commune with it.
Why would I be doing that from the middle of Finch's ceremony? Also, why is it a blob in the sky?
Someone next to you goes, shh.
You shh.
It's fine, Qiro. It's fine. However, Yvain has now almost like an ecstatic expression between the omen in the sky and seeing Finch and all their glory.
And at this point,
in the sky. Yeah, okay.
At this point, Nyx, Ember, you're aware of Qiro and Yvain's discovery. If you care to comment.
Ember will just reach in, take out his drinking flask, will take a sip, and hand it to Drysrinn. It's whiskey.
Drinking somebody else. How hard this day is for me. Fine. And she literally, it's all of her everything expensive, all the platinum is literally just gonna sit there or stand there. She doesn't care, and is gonna cross her arms and look like the most petulant toddler in this group of literal children.
Nyx is gonna pull out some of their hard cider from like in a pocket, like, and hand it over to Qiro and just be like, shh.
Okay, I'm happy now.
Hoping that will make her much happier.
She needed her juice cup.
I'm fine now. Continue with your religious ceremony. Have fun.
Okay. Excellent. Excellent. Okay. We turn back to the ceremony. Let's see here. Okay. Okay. So at this point, Finch, you're on basically your knees at the top of the. At the top, you've been blessed a whole shit ton by the scale bearer. All of the senior clerics, one by one, come forth and speak of your deeds. They say a couple of scale bearers are here. Like one is more prominent than the other, but they speak of your deeds loudly to the people in testimony. And actually, funny fact, these are priests that you do recognize from across Tal'Dorei. Some of them maybe you didn't know were faithful. Some of them are priests, some of them are not. But the scale bearer calls one by one people from the past who have seen you. Basically, what looks to be like a woman comes forth and she said, "In the city of Westrun, there was a great devil that came for us and took our children into the night. It was by the grace of Paladin Finch's glory that he knew connection with Bahamut and slew the child kidnapper, a monster of the other realms, undoubtedly, and saved all of the children of Westrun and ended the evil fiendish dreamings. And they say, so shall it be by the will of Bahamut, Finch's deeds. Do any detest these testaments of Finch's valor? None say any. Say, then bring, and then another one comes forth, and a number of deeds are continually told about. They speak of, for then the griffins were saved up on the high peaks. Actually, it's your buddy, actually, who says it.
Monty!
Yeah, Monty's there. Monty's there. This ranger comes forth who is, dressed like a ranger, but he has certain, vestments upon. He goes, Finch Andergold was great and mighty. He turned me from the ways of evil poaching and saw to it that the griffins may live their lives in peace. So too, that up on the high peaks where I live now are safe from poachers, and the wild creatures of the wind are saved. Malor would be proud, as I know surely. Bahamut must be proud in the summit peaks where Zephyr is. The griffins are safe due to their valor. And one of the priests slap his hand. He goes, and he goes back to being normal. Continuing onward, you are going to see the crotchety old arcane panasophical. Sorry, I gotta zoom through some names here to keep up with myself. Actually, no, you see this very handsome, black-haired, high magus come forth. Realm Seeker Eskel Rindarin says, "It was my tower that was beset by an evil untold that I will not speak of at this private ceremony, only to say that it took not only courage, valor, but unyielding loyalty to the good of all. For I was saved, my tower was saved, and surely all of Westrun. was saved due to Finch and the gods' bravery and valor. There's more. Does any who detest the testament spoken here? Someone else speaks. That drow you met all that time ago. Oh no, he's not here. What am I saying? No, it's actually going to be. Here we go again. Looking through all my notes. You're going to see Fiona Balmhound, a gnomish cleric of the Bondra, step forward and say, I bore witness to the courage of Finch's valor, strength, and willingness to do good, for there was evil amassing at the Silvercut Crossroads, and with the help of Finch's companions and rallying them to courage, Finch was acknowledged not only in valor, but by Avandra, for she sent them on the winding Silvercut roadway to come to our help, our bid and call, and surely was acknowledged also by the Raven Queen, who sent her very champion to fight at Finch's side. And say, here now then Finch acknowledged not only by mighty Bahamut, but by other prime deities still. Does any speak out against these sacraments? And so on they go, to the point where even the Lord by Soren steps forth, speaks of your valor having saved Emon from calamity time. And again, people are like, oh, calamity, yeah, I don't know what you're calamity. Doesn't speak of the details, but says, I have personally borne witness to cunning, intelligence, and certainly strength and ability to stand by the side. Oh my god.
Oh, no.
Sorry, that was an ad. Sorry, the choir wanted to put out an ad really quick about something called the South Midnight. We're going to let that pass us by, let the hymns continue. Thank you. Returning back to the ceremony. Indeed, she speaks of this. I'm going to say Vexalia comes forth and says, more evil still, as far north as Lyran Dawn, for Finch has faced down assassins, has faced down corrupting influences, has faced down the bitter cold of the north, and has faced down trials untold, and still came out mighty and strong. And last but not least, you are going to see, come on, brain. All the way from Vasselheim is going to be
High Bearer Vord?
High Bearer Vord of the Silver Talon Reach. The most grandest of priests, Vord the Silver Touched, as he is known, High Bearer of the Scale Bearers, comes forth, who is the Pope, basically, of this faith, and says, I can personally say that Finch not only sealed such dark powers as the coin mistress speaks of, but also completed their pilgrimage, henceforth to Vasselheim, and witnessed our earliest place of sanctity, and more still, held true to the faith and has gained enlightenment to draconic kind itself in the high mountains surrounding Asilra. So shall it be. These many things are spoken of Finch's valor, and everyone says, so shall it be, all of thousands of people, and say, your knees are starting to hurt, by the way. At that point, each testimony is spoken. They say, rise and light henceforth the platinum braziers. Indeed, braziers of platinum are brought forth, a flame is lit, and that flame arrives silver. And they say, so shall it be, for these silver flames are brought from Bahamut himself, for his flames are of mercy. Witness now, for it is Bahamut's mercy that comes forth. He brings his hand and puts it over the silver flame and puts it into the fire, and says, for I feel no pain. Bahamut's mighty breath has made these flames radiant, silver to your eyes. For now he has acknowledged in this small miracle that Finch is indeed the Asumar chosen by his power. So shall it be. Everyone says, so shall it be. The crowds. Incredible. And it says, so here now we bring an end to the awakening ceremony. let it be acknowledged, Finch and a god before us will enter these halls at last, mortal no longer. Witness now, Finch and a god, as they exit from this mortal plane to witness communion with the great platinum dragon, and hear his words. When Paladin Finch returns to us, Finch will be no longer but a mere mortal, but by an acknowledgement of all that is good and all that is just, an exemplar, a paragon to the ways of Bahamut, for henceforth Finch will be a guiding light to all the faithful of what is just and right in the eyes of the Holy Father Bahamut. And all sort of, applause. Passive perceptions from
24.
24.
14.
14.
Passive, you said?
Passive.
Nick says a passive of 14.
14.
Passive of 12.
Passive of 12.
Drysrinn also has a passive of 12.
Okay, so not terribly high passives. Yvain, you're watching the ceremony. Nobody's actively looking around. I'll give it to you, Yvain. You notice, as you're watching, you can't help but notice a little movement off to the side. You see the cleric of the Raven Queen, Alistair. He is very seemingly calmly, but with haste, addressing each of his party members. And each of his party members, with calm haste, goes into the crowd, making their way to the back of the crowd. You look over at him, he looks over at you, and he is going to... He is just going to... What's on your face? You look over at him. Is there anything on your face?
Concern.
Concern? He makes his way through the crowd over to all of you, and he says, there is danger in the shade. Well, she calls to us. Death is coming. We must do something. Quietly. There are thousands of people here. We do not need panic.
Do we have any idea what the danger is? Or just that something is coming?
He will look and he says, let me look at his capabilities super duper quick. Or he will say, I will tell you this, that cloud is not of the Raven Queen's making.
Oh no!
Shit.
But when Qiro wanted to invest things, it's inside Raven Queen.
Hey, I misunderstood.
He goes,
Fuck.
He says, that is the fog cloud spell.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand, but if you have a way to get on the walls, I know that they're short-threaded right now. I'm going to go be with my people.
So be it.
Yvain
will tell all of this to everyone.
He has said this broadly.
As he said it? All right.
So everyone here will be aware of what his words were. But he said it quietly, but everyone is aware. He's assumed at this point that Drysrinn is some important ally of yours, and he said it to you as well.
Oh, Qiro had a problem with the rain cloud. It was just raining.
Qiro, there's a problem. Knock at the...
She's muttering just
Yvain looks right at Qiro and says, knock it the fuck off. People may die. Get your shit together.
We're coming back to this later. What? We know that it's not moving, which means that it's probably been watching this entire time. So the question is, what is it waiting for?
Maybe
it's waiting
for
Finch to reemerge. That's what it's waiting for.
Okay. Second question. Who are the people that need to get out of here right now? Like, yes, I understand. Save the masses. Council? Them, pointing towards all of the real important people that just talked before Finch did whatever Finch did. Who else?
We can't be seen doing that.
I'm not saying do anything. I'm saying very calmly, very quietly, walk over to the nearest guard and let them run around behind the scenes while we keep up the appearance of calm out here.
I don't know if evacuation is going to be able to be done calmly.
Well, no, I'm not talking evacuation, but at least let them know where they need to be looking in case something does happen.
Yvain is actually going to start moving towards the walls.
I'm going.
Okay. I'll just roll a dice here for the closest wall. Which is your closest wall, I suppose. We'll say it is the wall to your right-hand side.
Ember will turn to Drysrinn. Did I get that right?
Drysrinn, yeah.
Drysrinn. Are you available for hire?
I don't need your money.
I understand
We need your
that
help, though.
I understand that. You said the walls?
That's
we need to get
where
up
they're headed.
them or on them? We need to get up them or to be on them?
Probably on them.
Great. Just a question. As a part of my draconic ancestry, as a bonus action, I can fly from my walking speed. Can I activate that and then as a monk be on the wall?
As a monk be on the wall. What do you mean by as a monk be on the wall?
There was a feature, I forget what it was.
You have a feature that lets you run up walls, right?
Yeah, but it has to be in motion, doesn't it?
I'll be pretty considered in motion.
Then let's see. The draconic flight, which is for 10 minutes. And I have a flight speed equal to my speed. And then I seriously don't remember where it was, but would I be able to take someone with me? I'm just flying.
I guess it depends on the person and how strong you are.
Okay.
No way
Is there anybody who would like to get up?
Nyx is probably going to use levitate, so.
I will. I can't fly.
Could I potentially make some kind of check to take her with me and get up so we can see what's happening? Potentially sneakily.
Yeah, got it. So there's a point, activating draconic wings and flying in the middle of the crowd. Hypothetically, you could try and play it off as a Bahamut thing, and people could be like, "Oh wow!"
Giving things.
It could be it could totally you can play it off that way. There is a certain level of are we creating a panic where suddenly Nyx is flying in the air and Drysrinn is flying across with someone in their arms at monk speeds, you know? So it's a good point. If you guys want to try and be careful, I'll say stealth checks. Yeah, let's do some stealth checks.
Okay.
Yeah, whoever wants to make a move to go start doing stuff, let's have a stealth check to see if you can. I'll say stealth or performance. It'll be your choice to either play it off charismatically, bathroom break, you know,
stealth for Drysrinn.
Fair enough.
Nyx got a 17. Oh.
19 plus
20, 21, 20, 22.
Yeah,
Thank
I'm just looking
goodness,
for
because
no
with performance,
catastrophic
I got a
failures.
9.
Hey, so Qiro, you're like, I need the song, I need the lyrics to African Child. You're like running around, freaking out a little bit. Some people are like, oh, like, well, yeah, you're a little like moving a little quick. You're a warrior. You're like let's go time. Maybe you're getting a little amped up. People are like, oh, it's the other person's problem. No panic, but certainly like, what about Ember? What about Vane? Are you guys off to the races?
I'm staying right here.
Fair enough. Okay, you Vane?
I'm staying by Ember.
Okay, fair enough. All right, it's up to you three. So you guys are heading to the nearest wall. You guys want to head to this wall?
Nearest wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you head to the nearest wall. You're at the wall. You wanna run up it. Drysrinn is what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Dragging me down?
Well, if you're with me and I'm flying, I kind of, yeah, I just want to be able to get up this wall some way, somehow.
Okay, so I don't think you have the run up walls feature just yet, but you most certainly have the dragon. So yeah, you can. This will be much more subtle, like a lower DC to play off. But yeah, you could like grab someone in your arms, unveil the wings, fly up the wall. You want to do that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Beauty. You, my friend, have a push dragon lift of 300 pounds. So yeah, you can easily take something. I'm not gonna.
Think I'm past that?
Oh, that's perfect because that's your carrying capacity. So no check required at that point. So you grab Qiro, who is apparently not that heavy, and you unfold these great draconic wings, beat them hard, begin to fly up the wall. Drysrinn, I'll carry over your stealth check. You're kind of like concealing Qiro's presence. You kind of like keep Qiro kind of a little hidden behind your wings as you kind of like carry them upward. And people are like, oh, look, the dragons are flying. And they don't seem to mind. You know, they're like, oh, it's a sign, it's a reverence and all. And you kind of fly up the wall, down the wall. Nyx, you want to...
Nyx is going to do fly. They're going to cast fly.
Ooh, you're going to cast fly. Yeah, you keep up with Drysrinn, if not exceed Drysrinn's speed with a 60-foot speed. You guys...
Yeah, she takes over us. We only have 45. I'm not gonna
we'll say Nyx, you're like right up against the wall. Well, you got performance, right? So, how do you like play it off? How are you like, nothing to see here? Like, it's all good. Everything's fine, people.
Just like, praise Messiah, Finch.
Yeah, so shall it be as you are. Up there, and people are like,
exactly.
They're like, oh, Nixon. Yeah, so they think this is some kind of strange localized performance, and they're like, oh, so shall it be. You fly up, you land on the wall. It will take you a second to travel. If you guys want, like, you get up there, you're looking around, you're noticing that there's no guards on the walls, which is a little weird.
Oh no. Where is everyone? I feel like other people, I feel like other people should be here. With all
thinking back to when we came in, you said, were there guards on top of the walls when we walked in?
Yes.
Oh no.
I'd like you three to make me perception checks. Or investigation, your choice.
Oh, God. Investigation. Perception.
Same.
Fuck. Ooh. That's a 7.
Nyx got a 13.
I got a 21.
Ooh, yay, Qiro.
7, 13, 21. With a 21, it's hard to see, but you're looking around and Qiro, you notice movement so there's that fog cloud, right? Where that fog cloud is made basically like a large cloud of shadow on the very far back wall where you guys actually entered the gate, you do notice a little bit of movement at the top of that wall. You don't know what, it's a little far away, but you do notice movement over by the sort of the main entrance. So.
If it's me, Hero, and Nyx on top of the wall, I am going to. No, sorry, it's me, Nyx, and Drysrinn on top of the wall. Sorry, I was reading my own name.
Correct.
Um, I'm gonna look at them, quickly point out like the vague direction of where that cloud is, because it looks like it's getting bigger. They'll see it. Just point out and be like, keep your eye on that, but also come this way and start not running. Well, yes, running, going very quickly, but also trying to stay quiet towards where I saw movement, because this is bad. This is bad. This is
Got
bad.
it. You move low, quick, and quiet. We'll come back to you in a moment. We're going to follow around the Finch at the top of the... Oh, I decided to stop doing things apparently. No, keep hemming. We're not done hemming. Back at the top of the... at the top of the plinth, or the steps, excuse me.
Pen and paper guy.
There's apparently an ad again.
I have
Okay,
a system.
YouTube. Let's see. Incredible. Basically, your vestments, Finch, are removed from your shoulders, and this little ornate, not little actually, this wide ornate box is brought out and opened. The scale bearer takes out this very fine mantle and places it on your shoulders as the fabric runs down the front of your chest, almost touching the ground at your feet and creating, and it gives you this sort of cloak. And it almost, like, it's fabric, but it looks like scales. And they say, or actually, yeah, it's beautiful. This is like clearly a magical item. You see that the scales are stylized to look like scales, but you notice that they're actually very finely carved, I guess sort of stylized to look like scales, but at closer inspection, these are actually very thick painted feathers. And as the mantle goes on your shoulder, you feel a warmth. And they're bound there, these feathers, by what looks to be mythical thread. Make me a religion check to see if you know what this is they've placed upon your shoulders.
Oh. Let's see here. All right. That is 17 minus 15.
15. This is known as the Mantle of the Worm God. It is a magical item made traditionally from the scales of fallen dragons. One of these has not been given out in hundreds of years. Not since, like, basically some of your stations they're reserved for, like, saints and messiahs and so on and so forth, and were given out largely during the Calamity. Usually they're meant to be decorated with the dragon scales of fallen metallics. But considering, metallics have really died in a long time, they've replaced them with phoenix feathers instead, that have been stylized to look like that scales. As they place this on the shoulder, the cleric, the scale bearer, will say, "View now, for the last time, Finch Andergard, bearer of the mantle of the Worm God, and now named High Hierophant of the Cathedral of Bahamut in Emon. From this day onward, you walk with the weight of heaven upon your shoulders, and the breath of Bahamut in your lungs. Be not a tyrant, be not a savior, be steadfast, and be righteous. The time for communion is now. View now at last the mortal Finch Andergard, one filled with sin as any, one filled with courage as any, now to go to a higher plane still." And the hymns sort of pick up now in grandeur, and Finch, you take one last look over the people. There's a feeling to this. This is sort of like the death of the mortal. This is sort of the death of the ability to be a failure and a traveler. This is the death of the adventurer. in this moment. And you take one last look, you see your father in the crowd, standing next to a certain Emma Van Zyl. Gives you a little wave, you can see he's red in the eyes. Gives you a little hand of, like, respect. Your brothers, you see your brothers except for... And
yeah.
you see the various clerics standing around. Kima gives you like a wink and like a little subtle thumbs up. You see Ember and you see Yvain in the crowd, and in this moment, Ember and Yvain, Finch looks at you from the high steps, and you guys all make eye contact in that moment. Is there any thing that would travel between the three of you? Zarvolk will be there as well.
Ember will, when that eye contact is established, will purposely turn his body 90 degrees to Finch, look back and up at the cloud, and shake his head, and then turn back to front.
Okay. Say Finch, you note that, kind of follow his eye. Tell you what, make a perception check, because there's a deal of distance and there's a lot going on. Not a high DC.
It's a 19 on the dice minus 1, so 18.
18. I'm not going to make you insight for what Ember is trying to speak to you. You guys have traveled long enough to understand. You look up and you go like, oh yeah, there's like a weird crowd. And you get the sense that Ember is trying to relay to you a sense of not good. But he does so very subtly.
Understood.
Okay. Would there be anything that you would communicate?
How far away is Finch?
Decently far. I would say like pretty far away. There's
more than 120 feet.
I'd have to say so, yeah.
All right, that's...
I could do a second look to see what would be reasonable.
Finch would see Yvain's hand move to her scroll.
Well, in fairness, I don't know if Finch would, because you're standing in a crowd of people, so Finch has probably got this much. Yeah, definitely more than 120, so I'd say. So is there anything else that we could travel?
The only thing I can think that Yvain might do would be to maybe take her scroll case and just kind of bring it up so Finch could see it and keep it in her hands. I don't know how else to warn them.
Understood. Is there anything else, Finch? Or do you turn to enter the cathedral?
Yeah, I mean, I think I obviously would pick up on what they are trying to show, and I would still turn and do what I am supposed to do.
Understood. We're going to travel to the top of the wall now. Qiro, Nyx, Drysrinn, you find your way to you make your way through the palisade, you turn around, you enter into this, the sun kind of disappears behind the fog cloud, making haste together, and you come upon a gory scene. There is about a dozen paladins and another dozen Emon guards that are laying bloody with bolts, very precisely, neck, underarm, deeply precise. You see that there is one sputtering blood. You see Kingsley Andegard leaning against the wall next to a single figure who is on one knee.
He's not hit. It's
all good. Who is on one knee and aiming this really strange crossbow over the wall. But let me give you the full description. The creature is a tiefling with curling long ram horns and a single eye patch across her face. She's wearing a long black leather trench coat and has a wicked tiefling tail that hooks out. Her red eye is across the end of her crossbow. And her crossbow is a heavy crossbow, and it looks to be made of corporeal steaming shadow with a string made of pure green poison. This mist kind of almost fades past her face as she takes steady aim. You see her look over at this little, what looks to be like some kind of wind compass, and then kind of notices you three and is going to, almost uninterested, is going to turn back to the crossbow and is going to say, "Not a step further, or I will drain this golden-haired boy of all the blood he has in his veins if you screw up this shot. I've been preparing it just so to stop this communion. Can't have the dragon sending down any things that might stop Vecna's plans." She looks over and curls a wicked glance in the direction. "Oh, I love those looks. Back to work." And Kingsley, as she returns her eye to the end of her crossbow, and she's almost setting up like a sniper shot here, Kingsley sort of blood down. He's got like a bolt through his neck. And he's got not a lot left. He kind of turns his head and kind of looks over at you three.
What do I got?
And I'm going to give you guys the benefit of a break. Decide what you might wish to do with yourselves. But for the time being, let's have a break within 20 minutes. Give you guys a chance to figure out your options if you want to take that time to do so. I will post a picture of what this individual looks like in Zoom in the meantime.
Just sweep.
All right, let's roll for initiative.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it. Nick's got a 10.
Nine, damn it.
Drysrinn got a 12.
Okay, I'll get you guys.
Plus 1 is 21.
Nick's Qiro goes first.
Right, give it a moment.
And that 10 was with a 5-point bone, 5-point help, which is terrible.
Damn, poor Mr. Bleeding Out didn't roll very well.
Oh no.
In the Sunday campaign that just wrapped, our cleric, habitually, the entire campaign rolled the worst on initiative, always.
That's how it goes, man.
It's good to have a cleric at the end, though.
We didn't die.
All things.
That's good.
he
the cleric did their job.
Okay,
Oh,
let's get the rolls. Who rolled a 20 plus for me?
me. I rolled a 21.
Good job. Who rolled a 15 or above? 10 or above.
Okay, we're good. We're okay.
Okay. So you did, Drysrinn. What'd you get there, Nix?
10.
10. Okay. And what'd you get there?
I got
Go ahead, Drysrinn.
12.
10 to 12. Okay. So that's our initiative.
It's not bad.
All right, you guys all are having this standoff. Qiro, you move first. What do you do?
I thought of so many plans and all of them just went out of my head. Oh god.
Now, I will say you can move your initiative down the line, but that would put our assassin at the head of the game.
Yeah, nah. No, hate that. That sounds horrendous.
What you do in this turn will influence the shot that this assassin's about to make.
I hate that. Oh, I hate that. I am going to. Actually, I don't want to do that. We're going to see if this works. We're going to hope that this works. I am going to cast Eldritch Blast. I get 2.
Sure do.
I am gonna aim 1 for the crossbow. I'm gonna kind of try to pull the same maneuver that I did way back when that I did on Zarval's crossbow. Like, obviously trying to damage it as much as possible. And then the second one, I'm gonna kind of aim for like her face, but just to knock her off so she can't even see where she's aiming anymore.
Got it. So 1 for the crossbow, 1 for the face. Take a shot on that crossbow. See if you can hit it.
Oh gosh. I crit on a 19. Okay, so one of those is crit. Oh, and then the other one is a 19 even.
Hey, give me that first one, sorry?
One of them is a 19. The other one, I rolled 19 on the dice, so it's 24, but I crit on a 19.
Hell fucking yeah. Then that is going to mean that both shots will hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Oh gosh, where are my d10s? What are my d10s? They're my d10s. Should I do the crit first or the non-crit?
Do the non-crit first. That was your first shot.
Okay. That is a 10.
Okay, 10 damage to the crossbow. She's sitting there. Suddenly, Qiro, you move so fast. You say a word. Your hand stretches out. Before her finger can even reach the trigger, this blast shoots out. Boom! Hits the side of the crossbow. Screws up her shot. Doesn't destroy the crossbow. But it certainly throws her off entirely, ruining her shot.
And then
take a damage for the crit.
So I roll a d10. So you said it's 10 automatically. And then this dice roll plus my modifier.
So your attack rolls with weapons and unarmed strikes.
That's right. Okay.
So this will just be a straight roll, unfortunately, because this is a spell and not a weapon.
So then do I still roll? Because with crit, so I just roll the damage dice and then plus 2. Or do I roll 2 d10s?
Yeah, so I don't know if crit is the issue, because you're getting that from champion, right?
Oh, and it's my fighter subclass and not my warlock one. I get what you're saying.
Well, it's because you have to use a weapon, and this is a spell.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah, so it's a straight shot, but you're still going to get her in the face like that.
At least I hit her. Mm-hmm.
Just like you like.
9 points of damage. Not huge.
You shoot the crossbow, she kind of, and like she lets the crossbow kind of like go to the side, and she's like, fuck. And you shoot her in the head, she goes, and she turns like largely irritated in your direction, more than like steam comes off the side of her face, but she just kind of, and you see 2 long fangs.
Oh, no. I don't like that at all.
Anything else, Qiro?
I'm going to think about running in the opposite direction for a second. I remember Zarwell told me many moons ago, and then I'm going to take my 30 feet. I can't see if there's a way, like, I do not want to be in a clump. I do not want to make it easier for her to hit more than one of us at once. So I want to kind of go, like, 30 feet towards her, but if I can move out to the side just a little bit, just so it's not like she has to choose with one of us to hit. Hopefully it's me.
Like that?
Perfect.
Okay. I love perfect. That's great.
I was gonna say,
go ahead.
You're like really close.
It's fine. Crossbows are ranged weapons.
The assassin goes,
It's not bad.
that was really annoying. You ruined my shot. And she is going to say, now I'm going to have to do it all over again. So why don't you be a good dear and go fight your friends? And as she looks you in the eye, you feel a certain charm of beguilement coming over you. I need you to make for me. Well, actually, this first one will be a legendary action. She's going to say, "Why don't you?" She says, "Why don't you just drop?" I need you to make a charisma saving throw, or be beguiled.
Little do you want to do this. Oh. Dang it. Wait. 12.
12?
Sorry, guys.
You throw yourself on the ground. Or, well, not yet. On your next turn, you're going to throw yourself on the ground. But in this moment, you just kind of, your hands swing, and you realize that this person is, like, you want to do everything you can to make this person happy. And she wants you to drop, you're going to drop as soon as you can. So that's what's up. Okay. On her turn, she is going to look down the line at such a short range. She'll quickly make her way over here to set up a new shot. I don't know what this one is. She goes to set up a new shot, and as she sits here, she looks at you, Nyx, and says, "Could you, darling?"
Cutting words.
Oh, cutting words. Okay, shit, cutting words. What does that do?
Okay, so it's a reaction if they attack. They have to make an ability. I can use a bardic inspiration. Ah, crap. Sorry, I was freaking out.
No, it's all good.
As a reaction when a creature that's not immune to being charmed you can see within 60 feet makes an attack roll, ability check, or damage roll, you can expend one use of bardic inspiration, roll the die, and subtract the number from the creature's roll. You can do so after the roll, but knowing the result.
So I'll tell you what. I'm gonna. This is your first time using it. Super proud of you. That's super cool. I'm just gonna change the narrative slightly here. He's gonna look at. No, don't be sorry. He's going to look at Drysrinn, and as a bonus action, he's going to say, "You're unexpected. Why don't you help keep things clean up here and keep them out of my way?" And it's going to use Charm Person on you as a bonus action. I need you to make me a charisma saving throw.
What have I said?
Or my apologies, it's a wisdom save. It's a wisdom save.
That's better.
Yeah, you're a mom. That's yeah.
Oh, good. That is a 16. What is 16 plus 6? 22. 22.
Oh, damn.
That's
you
pretty good.
feel
I rolled a 16.
You look into her eyes and you feel charm washing over you, but you, despite your anger previously, you level yourself. You're focused on control of your emotion, and you do so in this moment and push past whatever supernatural charm is what's been placed on you. And she sort of looks disappointed and says, "No matter, I still have the power." And she is going to put a knee, and since she's in the middle of a combat, she's going to right her weapon, and she is going to take a shot at Finch. Would you like to use your cutting words?
Yeah.
Okay, roll me your cutting words.
All right. So I guess they're just gonna be like, "Hey, stop that!"
You help
Not my
that.
friend!
What?
Not my friend.
Leave my friend alone.
Leave Finch alone.
Leave my Finch alone. What'd you get? Oh, yeah, roll it. What'd you get?
Oh,
I
shit.
believe you roll the bardic inspiration die and subtract it from the attack roll.
Yeah, sorry.
It's all good.
I'm panicking.
It's all good. I want to do this in a certain way to see. I want to do this in a dramatic way. So go ahead and give me the subtraction.
D10, D10, D10.
That's a good dice.
Wrong one.
D10's a decent sized dice.
Where's my D10? There it is. Ah, crap.
Did you get it?
No, I didn't roll it yet. Struggling.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
All right. Oh, no. I got a 10.
That's really
Okay,
good.
good.
A 10 is fantastic.
It said 0, so I panicked.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. No, you got a 10. That is really good. That's the best you could get. So in this moment, Nyx, you lace into it some of your fey power to influence the season itself. The autumn wind sort of blows from your lips as you speak these words. We were like, leave Finch alone. And that wind files forth. A -10 is fucking devastating. So this is just going to be a straight up roll. Finch, what is your AC in Plate No Shield?
You said my AC without my shield?
Correct.
Ew.
It's probably 18.
Yeah, hang on a second. I think so. Nope, wrong one. Wrong thing. 21.
21. Oh, without a shield.
Yeah,
with
you're a
my-
badass.
With my shield, it's 23.
God.
You don't even need a shield.
I remember you, Finch.
You're like,
My nemesis.
fuck.
Yeah, basically. But so I was going to give her advantage because she's just doing a single shot, a single trained sharpshooter shot. But with a -10, that's going to knock out the modifier altogether. Oh, but wait. She does have a +3 from the crossbow she's wielding. So that means with a 21, I need to roll a 19 or a 20 to hit Finch. She has advantage. I'm going to roll a 19 or a 20 to hit Finch. She takes the shot, and as you say this, Nyx, she goes to fire, and she kind of like, as the wind brushes past her, she brings her elbow down, and the crossbow bolt shoots high and wide. It does not go anywhere near Finch. And no one's the wiser that even the shooter is available. I rolled a 8, so that was an 11. That's an 11. Yeah, it's an 11 at the end of the day, which doesn't come close to beating Finch's AC. So that is her turn. She goes, once was annoyed, twice. Someone's going to die on this wall. She turns around, and that's the end of her turn. Drysrinn, you have overcome the charm of this strange assailant. What do you do?
I want to cast blindness/deafness on her.
Okay.
Yes!
Okay, blindness, I assume.
Yes.
You cast the spell. It's a wisdom save, or it's a con save, isn't it?
It's a con save, 14.
So her one gleaming red eye begins to grow dim. She goes, "Ah." And then you see there's this blush of shadowy presence that sort of extends from her, and she uses a legendary resistance to succeed instead. Welcome to the campaign.
Aww.
A very fine choice, but unfortunately, she pushes past and she goes, "I'm really starting to annoy me." Is there anything else? You've got movement, you've got a bonus action left.
How far away is Wyatt?
Not too far for a monk of your caliber.
Amazing.
Let's see. You're going to have to... You can get to him without leaving your assailant's attack range, but you will be entering. So you'll...
That's fine.
We're going to say 35. 35 feet gets you within range of both Wyatt and the assassin.
Great, I have 45 feet of movement.
Beauty! Alright, you...
Is he dying?
Is
he at 0 hit points?
He's at 0 hit points. I'm narratively keeping him conscious, but he's got a bolt through his throat. He is failing death saves.
Amazing. I would like to cast Spare the Dying.
Spare the Dying. Got it. You cast Spare the Dying, and the bolt, basically, like, by some miracle, perhaps by the miracle of your god, seems to split in his throat painlessly and is sort of ejected from either side. And he is no longer bleeding to death. The wound staunches itself. He is sitting pretty at 0 hits. My question to you is Spare the Dying. Is that a bonus action spell? Because he used an action for blindness deafness, right?
Oh, mother trucker. No, it says 1 action. My bad.
1 action. It's all good. Okay, he's still dying. Take it on the back.
Yeah. I'll put that on the back burner.
Yeah, put it on the back burner.
Then as a bonus action, can I do Fury of Blows?
You certainly can. That new monk is great. Go ahead and make the 2 unarmed strikes against the attacker.
Oh god, it has to be on the table.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, that's not great. That's a 3 plus 6, 8, 9. That's a 10.
A 10. You kick her square in the face, and your foot bounces off of it.
Okay, and then I get another attack, right?
You do get another attack for a focus point.
What is
Nat 20?
That's 20!
Hey, nat 20. That one will hit. You kick her in the face, and you're like, why was that cool? And then you go for like this crazy roundhouse kick, like Muay Thai, stick out your heel, and shove a scale up the edge of your heel into her face. And you feel the satisfying feeling of a nose broken under your heel. Go ahead and roll damage. So, roll standard damage, and then add the maximum possible damage from your dice on top. That's how we do crits.
Okay. So then,
So,
okay.
just to walk you through it, you have flurry of blows, so it's a d8 plus 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
So just add 8 to the roll rather than roll an extra dice.
Right, and that landed. Let's see, that's a 6 plus 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 plus 8, which is 17.
17. You kick really hard.
Yeah.
I believe you have magical punches at this point, right? You can punch ghosts at this level. Empowered strike. You deal damage, then I'm striking to your. Okay, you're doing normal damage or force damage?
Force. I want to knock her off.
All right, force. So force is pure magical damage, as opposed to like moving damage. But anyway, you bring around those 17 damage. You said?
Yes.
Yes, 17 damage, and basically, rather than we'll say that the thing is that you used bludgeoning last time, and she just almost bounced off her face, and you're like, okay. You channel your ki, the force of your energy, in the back of your foot, and you crack her in the face. She's not getting around that one, and she goes angrily. Is there anything else?
Nope, that's all of my action economy.
Got it. There's going to be a legendary action from our assailant. Is going to take that crossbow and shove it into your gut and pull the trigger. Yeah, you. Yeah, you hiding in the corner. Look at me. Okay, so.
Wait, but I damaged it.
You did that. You did damage.
Wait.
But she got kicked in the face by our monk friend over here, so that's going to be a shot in the chest. Okay, here we go.
Jam.
Can it please jam? No, it's probably not going to jam. I'm sorry to say. That's going to be. Well, that's going to be 31 to hit. I'm sorry. Let's
Welcome
see
to the campaign.
Welcome to the campaign.
Your character dies in their first
I was
session.
gonna say like hello, goodbye.
I've seen that happen, so.
Hello. Goodbye.
Yes, we have.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. So it's gonna be.
You know the man behind the curtain.
Montgomery does an additional poison. You're not immune to poison, right? Poison's fine against you. Okay, thanks, Jim. That is going to be 16. 16 plus 4. That's going to be 20 points of damage.
Okay.
Okay. Could have been worse. Could have been made much
Yeah.
worse. Don't worry, it'll get worse.
I'm
Okay,
sure it
that's the
will.
legendary. Nyx, we're back to you, my friend. What do you do? It's your turn.
Oh no!
Oh
Oh god!
Something
I think Nyx is still flying, yeah, because they flew to get to the top. So flying's
Yeah,
still
you got
going
flight.
on for 10 minutes. All right. So shit. Can I'm trying to think of like the like who's most in danger right now. Like we've got the
Well, Wyatt's
Andegar
dying.
dead. Yeah, okay. But then like oh shit. Alright, so can Nyx fly over to Wyatt because they've got 60 feet of flight? Can they fly over to him, pick him up, and then like kind of fly out of the way a little bit, like maybe down there where those light posts are?
Yeah, so that'll be 30 feet to get above and out of opportunity range of your enemy. And then 5 more feet. So you're at 35. You can descend like an angel from heaven to here for another 5 feet. If you want to use your action, you can like grapple onto him and carry him. Yes.
Okay, then
What's your action?
yeah.
Okay, you grapple him. So that was 45 feet if I'm calculating correctly. And then you can do, I don't know if you're getting all the way down here with 15 extra feet, but you can certainly move away from the battle for 15 extra feet.
How far down is it to just like go straight down? Like how far is that?
20 feet.
So 15 feet, they'd fall 5.
15 feet gets you to here. We could say that we could dip you for 5 on the last. You'd fall 15 feet. You would take a death failure from that fall.
God damn it. Okay.
That's because that's just like a ragdoll, like 15-foot drop. That's tough.
Yeah. Can they use face step to get out of that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah? Okay,
yeah,
let's use
absolutely.
face step to get down there.
Okay, you get to here, you face step, you are here, you have Wyatt Andegard in your arms, you have fled the battle, and he is safe. Let me ask you about face step. What is the secondary effect? I think there's a secondary.
There is. In autumn, shoot. Bonus action. Up to 2 creatures you see within 10 feet of you must succeed on a wisdom saving throw, DC 17, or be charmed by you for 1 minute until your companions deal damage to the creatures.
So you must choose 2, is what it's saying.
Yeah, so obviously... I have to choose 2? I can't just choose the 1? Up to 2. No, I can choose the 1.
Yeah,
so I'm just gonna... So I'm gonna go for, our tiefling friend over here.
I'm not your friend. Is going to roll a 22 to save.
God damn it!
Yeah, sorry.
well.
This one's she's a tough cookie. This one. That is going to bring us to Wyatt Andegard. I'm going to roll death failure. You guys don't know how far along he is, so I'm going to roll one. Okay. That will bring us to Qiro. Qiro, it is you and this strange dragonborn you met today. It's time to fight. You guys are blood friends. You're like, what do you do?
Fastest way to become friends I've ever seen.
fight the BBG together. Yeah.
Aren't I supposed to? So when she said drop, is that my entire turn?
Oh, yeah. Forgot about that.
I didn't.
I did. Drop.
Because
So
if it's drop, what's
the target drops whatever they're holding and ends their turn.
I'm not holding anything.
Fuck you. I guess that was my bad. So you're not holding anything. Well, are you holding an arcane focus spell, or your weapon? So you're good. But your turn is
nothing in my hands yet.
You kind of just go limp for a turn. You just kind of like stare at the scene, but nothing is dropped, which is good news.
Panicking on the inside, running around on fire, the whole night.
Legendary action. Let's shoot. Let's do another shot. Let's keep going. You're kind of not a problem right now, Qiro, so we'll shoot you Drysrinn. That is going to be a 23 to hit.
Yeah.
So I will remind you, you do have a pretty cool reaction when it comes to ranged attacks, if I'm not mistaken.
I forgot I have the deflect stuff. Oh my god.
Oops, that's all good. I'll roll the damage, and then you can, if you want, take a reaction to try and deflect if you want.
I think I would. Yes, please.
Yes, please. So that's going to be 24 points of damage. Go ahead and roll your redirect attack to see if you can catch the bolt.
You can take on 1d10.
So that's 2d8 plus 3. Oh, no, sorry. Yeah, it's a d10 plus 3.
Yeah, I was like, what?
Sorry, that was my mistake. I was looking at the redirect damage, not the
I'm scared. 1d10 plus 10. 15?
It was 20. Brain. Yeah, it was 24 points of damage. How much did you roll?
I rolled a 5 and then it's plus 10.
So 15, so that's only going to be 9 points of damage instead. You kind of redirect the bolt, still goes pretty much through your arm and out the other side. You feel, well, actually, we'll say you redirect it perfectly. It leaves only the tiniest scrape, but you feel poison sort of flood your arm and make it go numb, and that's where the extra damage comes from. So you only take a little piece of damage. All right, well done.
9, right? 25.
That is going to bring us to our assailant. Goes, oh, well, actually, there's a good point. Your assailant goes, enough, and it's going to bring the crossbow back around and try to shoot Finch. Unfortunately for our assailant, our assailant only has one opportunity to strike as Finch has already turned around and is entering back into the cathedral. This is this person's last chance to take out Finch. And it's going to take the shot. Okay. Let's see here. So she is going to take a knee for steady aim. Bonus action, steady aim. She'll give herself advantage. Shot 1 coming in hot. Next, you have to see your target with your cutting words.
Wait, what happened? Do I have to see my target? Let me see.
She's about to try to shoot Finch.
Oh gosh. I was in a different part of my...
It's all good.
Reaction. I gotta be able to see them.
Damn it. All right. So, taking a single attack with advantage, that is going to be 29 to hit. So here's what happens. Here's the narrative of the moment. Perfect shot. Flies over the heads of hundreds of people. You guys couldn't stop it at the time. Bolt goes flying over the head. Now, something very subtle was done. Yvain and Ember directed Finch's attention. But Finch is alone no longer. Finch has a very perceptive being at Finch's side, a dragon.
Yeah.
This bolt of poison and death sails directly at the back of Finch's head. It's but an instant of a moment. But your dragon Finch, as the doors close behind you and that bolt makes its way through the closing doors, turns itself around and takes the bolt for you right in its dragon heart. I'm going to roll the damage on Melisarus. This is going to be considered a... this will be considered an assassinate sneak. It's going to be additional damage because... Yeah, I'm going to roll it over here because it's a lot of damage. And I was rolling 4, 10. Assassinate is an additional. So it's going to be, let's do this. 7 is... It's going to be 6, 12, 8, 8, 16, 24, 28, plus 6, 12, 18, 24, plus the 10. So that's going to add up to 105 damage. As the doors close, we're gonna go to Finch in a second. The creature shot and saw in that last moment the draconic sacrifice, and she growls. She hisses. She says, "Damn the primes." And is going to turn to you two viciously and curl a smile and says, "This changes nothing. We are coming for you." And as a bonus action, is going to dissipate into a cloud of smoke and bats and will disappear off the side of the wall. Now, as we make our way down next, do you have something you want to give to Wyatt?
They have a healing potion of a greater healing potion.
You feed the potion, so we don't have to worry about rolling it. You feed the potion, hoping he isn't dead yet. Lo and behold, as the potion goes down, he coughs on the potion, drinks it, wounds heal. Wyatt and the guard lives to fight another day. And you guys have stopped the assassination of Finch and the guard, everyone here in their own way, in which we're going to travel over to what's going on with Finch. Finch, you know, something was up, but you're busy. You're, being a holy prophet and all that. It's very important business. You hear this sound, like, it sounds like scraping metal and like a quiet scrape of a metal mixed with just that's it. And then you hear and you turn around knowing that sound quite well. You see Melisarus drop to the ground with a shadow poison steaming bolt protruding from their chest, their heart, and they are dead instantly. As the doors close behind you, everyone immediately becomes aware of what you're already aware of. What you do.
Oof.
Is that what you said?
He didn't have to put him on his back
just
like that.
Keeps going, leaves. Just like,
No.
I'm just kidding.
No.
That's a very Midwestern response.
Ooh.
Oof. Bud.
So-
I like rough, bud.
No, I think I would go to her. You said she's dead, right?
Like, heart is a kill shot.
Yeah. I think I would just say, thank you, friend. Until we reconnect.
Barely...
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's it.
Until we reconnect again. The paladins are scrambling. There's a haze of talk behind you. You hear someone shouting, like, no, it can't end like this. You hear, secure the area. And then you hear the voice of the scale bearer say, we must proceed with the rite. And then you feel a hand on your shoulder, and you look up and see the old, white-haired, blue-eyed, wizened face of High Bearer Vord looking down at you. And he says, have faith.
I do.
He gestures. He nods at you, almost as if to say that he knows. He knew that already. You have faith. He says, he'll look around at the paladins and he'll say, Bahamut, first and foremost, is the god of protection. And that is what this kin of his, this child of his, has done. Bring forth the paladins. For High Paladin Finch will not go to this divining alone. Bring Melisaurus the Brass. It's a lot of dragon to hold up, but a number of priests and paladins come forth and raise Melisaurus' head, tail, and wings like almost like a funeral rite, a procession, to follow behind you. And the High Bearer says, you must take the steps. You must go to our great protector. This is not over, Finch. The time of mourning is not now. You go. You go.
Yeah.
With Melisaurus behind you, you see a procession of knights, high paladins such as yourself, and no less, standing in procession. As you walk by, each one draws their sword, and it ignites with the divine light of the paladin as they raise it above you as you walk by. Soldier after soldier, you are not led by anyone. You lead this small procession. The High Bearer Vord, the body of Melisaurus, Kima, all these people follow you. And these knights raise their swords to you one at a time. Until you come at last to what you've seen plenty of times, but now in greater splendor. You come to the statue of Bahamut in the center of the cathedral. You see the clerics are already beginning divine hymns. A store of great treasure has been laid at the feet of the statue of Bahamut, which now twinkles with divine light. Melisaurus is laid at the feet of this idol of the platinum dragon. And the High Bearer Vord says, are you ready?
I am.
And Vord says to all, "Speak with me now. The prayer of worship of the Lord, of Bahamut. Summon him hence to the mountain above." All say at once, except for the clerics who are casting their spell. "I lift up your name, O first of dragons, and pray to uphold your sacred charge. Let me protect those around me as your wings enfold us. Let me seek for truth as your eyes watch over. Let me strike against wickedness as your talons defend us. Let me resist temptation and falseness as your heart guides us. I lift up your name, O first of dragons, and pray to uphold your sacred charge." In this moment, light seems to protrude from the marble statue, a platinum light that sheathes the marble in platinum. The clerics complete their ritual, and a great magic takes hold of you, Finch. You are blinded by light, but more still, you feel your essence intertwines with another as it ascends upward and away from Tal'Dorei. You feel yourself come to this place, this bridge between worlds, a gate that only you can pass, but only with great labor, and the labor of the clerics and people gathered. Their faith pushes you through like two negative magnets forcing themselves against each other, though it feels impossible. And finally, you are slingshotted out the side of this strange celestial gate and find yourself coming to righteous light. You feel a cool wind on your face, a mountain wind not unlike the mountain that you stood on long ago. You feel cloud, you feel light, and see all white indeed in light. You find yourself standing at a high podium before a most magnificent sight. The sun shines in the distance, but a mighty mountain, the likes of which you have never seen, one that reaches many spires high to the sky, reigns. This, as you have heard in your texts, is Mount Celestial, the domain of the Platinum Dragon. You stand there amongst marble. It feels like marble, and beneath your feet seems to be silver and brass and bronze made marble by some measure. And before you flies hence the magnificent size and grandeur of the Platinum Dragon, Bahamut. He awaits you, and you have awaited him. Accompanying him, as ever foretold, are 7 gold dragons who fly on the tail of his great wings. You stand before your master. You stand before Bahamut. What do you do? What do you say?
Ooh. Holy shit. That
was awesome!
That was so cool. Did you see
Appropriate
that?
response.
No, I think Finch would say first of all, I think that they would like just out of complete respect, they would kneel in front of Bahamut. And they would say, in the name of you, the Platinum Dragon, I kneel, not in pride, but in humility. From the first time I lifted my hammer, I swore an oath of justice and honor and mercy. Each step I've taken through fire and darkness and doubt has led me to this moment. And I did not walk this path alone. My companions, my brothers and sisters in arms, they were my light in my darkest hour and my shield by my side when mine faltered. This honor is not mine alone, it is ours. And to the people that we've protected, whose lives we've defended with sword and with word, They are the reason that I never strayed. And to you, Bahamut, Father of Justice, Flame of Righteousness, I vow to serve as your paragon, not for glory, but for good. May my soul be your mirror, and my blade your judgment. Let this ascension be not an end, but a beginning, a beacon to all who still believe in honor, courage, and the triumph of light over shadow. By your will, so it shall be.
His great wings, massive in scale, fold. His chest comes forward, for the god of protection, the father of justice, is proud. As you are, you speak not of pride, but of humility. But he is proud. He is proud in your presence. He says, you have, and always have, honored me, Finch, even when it was difficult, even when justice wasn't easy. You have upheld these truths. You have been devout. You have been true. And I am honored that the one I sent to Exandria was one such as you. You have faced your trials with courage, with valor, with balance, with mercy when necessary, but with wrath for the wrongdoers as well. I have always watched your path, and it was indeed I who sent your soul down to the Andergods and ensured your birth. You may not be my child by blood, but you are my chosen by soul. And so I see in you much and great potential, and wish this meeting may be more than just grandeur on behalf of the clergy that represents me. At last it must be so. I deliver unto you a warning. I deliver unto you guidance, and I deliver unto you knowledge. Child of light, listen now, and let my words burn into your soul like fire upon the forge of my brother Lord. The chains that bound the betrayers groan with age, their plots grow many, and their whispers, long muted by time and sacrifice, now slither through the cracks of the divine gate. And in shadowed places, forgotten sanctums, ruined halls, and the hearts of the desperate, they are heard. The betrayer gods stir, for Ayun has seen it, has known the secrets of Vecna and the plots of Asmodeus, and know that the betrayers seek now those to exact their will. They stir not in body, but in purpose. They do not stride the world, yet they move toward it. And where once they made war with sword and flame, they make war now with champions. Know this, they are choosing champions, arming them with powers. You have not met them yet. You have known some of grand danger who may yet indeed be chosen, such as this Petergeist of Loth. I will be surprised if she is not armed as the true champion of the Spider Queen in time. But be warned, this is but one of many who must fall, who must be waylaid. For hear now this, the arms of the betrayers, the most deadly and evil of relics, of vestiges of divergence from the calamity. For they were created not by arcane or divine will, but by the blood sacrifice of the betrayer's greatest servants, to create deadly vestiges, likes of which have not been seen. These relics of unspeakable power, soaked in the blood of gods and mortals alike, mean to be carried by the champions of all, the black heart of Torog, the weeping venom and truth. And another might wield the flame as Asmodeus, forged with the fires that once scorched heaven itself. They do not seek thrones, they seek undoing. We know not yet the full measure of their plots, but we know this, the betrayers seek influence. They seek demise and calamity, chaos, and most essentially, evil. You will know them not only by the banners they bear, but by the silence they leave behind. They intend to swallow cities, break oaths, and devour light. They walk where angels dare fear to tread, and accept these alms on behalf of their dark gods. And even devils cast their eyes away from the deeds of these champions. Do not underestimate them. Be vigilant. And even in the throes of treachery, you must, Endegard, be just and never blind. Pity will not stay their hands, and mercy will not sway their hearts, and peace will not be given freely, it must be won. So I charge you, Finch, my divine heir, stand firm. Let your hammer be unyielding, your shield unwavering, and your heart incorruptible. You are the dawn I send into the dusk, a star kindled with endless dark. You are my voice where I cannot speak. I am held here behind the divine gate as is just. But know this, should a betrayer walk in full power on Exandria, it was by my power and Arathis that erected the divine gate, and it is by our power that we may sunder it, that the prime deities may descend and do battle with our ancient enemies. But that is a last resort. We would not see Exandria fall to calamity such as what has been dealt to the world before. The divine gate should hold. So I send you, Finch. Select only the most trusted companions. And keep your heart just. Defend the innocent. And above all, do not stand on ceremony. Be what you want to be. Be this paragon that our clergy intends to see you be the greatest of. Be these things not only in word, but in action. You are my hope, Finch. A storm is coming. The betrayers are choosing their champions. So now I choose you. Summon only the most trusted and capable of allies. Summon those you would call brother and sister, and seek your own vestiges of divergence. For they will be defeated nothing less than by the greatest of powers. And so, Finch, I shall watch, and I shall wait, and see if your heart rings true with this new threat on the horizon. And should it, I will divine to you where my vestige is held. One built for a champion of my own, a shield meant to protect the weak, a shield not unlike any scale I hold on my own back. It will defend you against any enemy. But I must see and know that Exandria is in the right hands before I unleash this knowledge to you, though I wish it be given soon.
I understand, and I will pursue this with honor.
Good. Tell those that you mean to summon to your side, trust in the knowledge of their most accompanied allies. They have powerful personal aides, each and every one of them. They may even have the eyes of a divine upon them. And through them, vestiges may be unveiled, ones that will accompany them on this journey, one that will empower them to defeat these champions. I shall warn you thus, there are only two champions I am grandly aware of. First, the Cadogeist, has claimed no arms of the betrayers, but I know of no champion greater, though the web of deceit of Lolth is a strange one, and I could be wrong. The second, which I know quite true, your companion has long had since eyes on the tyranny that lays in the peninsula. For the Emperor of the Iron Authority bears the arm of the betrayer of his dark god Bane already. That champion is empowered not only personally, but in armies undyingly loyal to tyranny. The Iron Authority must be destroyed, and its arms should be hidden forever from the eyes of their owners, of their creators. I've spoken much, and bid you well, Finch. What you share with the people of Exandria, I leave in your hands, but I bid you remember protection. Knowledge doesn't always bear protection, but I leave it in your wise and capable hands. Good luck, and I will be watching, and perhaps we may have communion again one day, before all the dust settles.
Thank you. We will make you proud.
There is one thing I will offer you before you go. You have unveiled an ancient oath of my most capable warriors, and you, Finch, are just that, my hopes and my desires for greatness, and you shall not walk this world alone, chosen by me. You asked for the heart of a dragon this day, and that heart was given to you willingly. What is Melissaris to you?
She's my companion.
And she much feels the same for you. When metallics die, their souls come here. I would give you hers to return with. And in that, if she goes with you, perhaps then you will learn to be a true dragon rider when you set foot in the mortal plane again. The dragon leans back and looks to one of the gold dragons, who brings a talon forward and opens his claw, and you see a light of pure brass glowing in the palm of his hands. And with a very calm, careful breath of the great gold dragon, that little bead of brass light travels towards you. Take it. You take it. You hold it in your hand, light flowing through between your fingers. Bahamut nods. He says, I wish there was more time. So do these trials, and one day there will be all the time you need to walk at my side. But for now, my champion, go and be a paragon of all that is just. Go not alone, and go with courage. I will see you again, my child. Bahamut brings a talon forward, rears his head back up, and with an opening jaw, a roar emerges, one that shakes the mountain, not in terror, but in reverence for the roar of justice. Light, radiant, and rainbow flows from his mouth upward, and light overtakes you as all things shudder. You mingle and travel down back to the world below through this gate of magnetism and push through it, as if your celestial blood pushes you to stay, but you move on to the mortal plane. And as you return to your eyes and sight, You see the corpse of Melisaris before you, but a corpse no more. The claw rises and stirs. Melisaris rises and lets out a draconic roar and looks at you and goes, "That hurt."
Welcome back, friend.
There is a sort of, "Oh, the platinum dragon bee by me!" Finch, you have one final duty in this ceremony.
Sure do.
We're led back to the stairs to address the people of Emon and Tal'Dorei itself, of what you have borne witness to, what was speaking. Perhaps your worst fears come true. What if calamity is upon us?
Oh
What do
my
I say?
gosh.
It's up to you in this moment how you will address the masses. As you exit the cathedral of Bahamut, you are more than just Finch and Garden. You are more. And it's time to prove it. As you emerge from the doors, applause rings out, but the clerics finally, they allow it for a while, and then bring forth the quiet. And it is for you to speak and address the masses. What do you say?
First of all, I think like as I'm heading out there, I'm going to let my radiant soul trigger just to really give a show. So the wings go out, the eyes light up. And I think I would, because it's like on like a what's it called? Like I can like a platform, right? It's on like a So I'm gonna like just use like a little bit of like movement to like levitate like with the wings, just a little bit, just for the full effect.
Yeah, just a little bit, just a little bit.
Okay. And I will say to everyone, run for your life. No. No, I will say, brothers and sisters, hear this. We are not forged in silence, nor made to bow to the cruel and to the corrupt. We are the flame in the dark and the voice of justice in a world that forgets. Bahamut, the platinum dragon, teaches us that honor is strength, that mercy is courage, and that truth is a weapon mightier than any blade. Rise, speak boldly, protect the innocent, and defy the wicked. The dragon of light walks with those who do what is right, even when it is hard. Stand tall, act justly, and fear nothing.
Let me performance check an advantage. Yeah, I do.
All right. 17.
17.
Yeah.
The crowd, like many of them fall to their knees and pray on high, but many more cry loudly, Finch and the God, Finch and the God, and call out your name in celebration as the rite of Platinum Ascendance is completed, and you are acknowledged on these high steps. Let's see here. High Bearer Vord, after sort of some of the assembly calms, is going to speak loudly himself, and he is going to say, "Here now, this ceremony comes to an end, and indeed the acknowledgement of Finch has been complete. Finch Ambergon, for all of these ceremonies, for all of these honors you have granted us, we would honor you in turn. we name you Platinum Knight Finch Andegard. And we name you High Hierophant of the Cathedral of Bahamut of Emon. So praise thee, the bearer of the mantle of the worm god. And so let it be. Applause rings out. Because we're coming somewhat towards the end of our session, we are going to fast track a little bit of time. Just a little bit. As the ceremony comes to an end, Finch, you are... I'll tell you what, Kima is a sort of special whatever. Sees to it that the Aurora Concordant is seen through the crowd to meet with you in celebration and in private inside the cathedral itself, as you probably have much to do when it comes to like shaking hands and kissing babies and all of that. So in this moment,
shaking babies, kissing hands.
Yep, shaking babies and kissing hands. You come here to this private place where your party gathers around you, your most essential friends. For that purpose, yeah, Drysrinn, I'm very sorry. I don't know if we're quite on that level yet. But you hang back with some of the other members of the party. But in the meantime, the rest of you will sort of gather around Finch. Finch, would you share with your party what has been prophesized?
I would, yes, when appropriate, because I feel like this is a lot. So I think I would try and be incredibly mindful of like, honestly, like who was around, since there are a lot of people around, and I wouldn't want any persons like who shouldn't be hearing this to overhear. But when it was right, I would certainly share. Specifically like not like fact checking with Yvain, but like certainly know that like this has really been like in her wheelhouse. So like paying special attention to make sure that she catches the details of what I convey.
Absolutely. And you are in private quarters and all this kind of shit.
So did we see Melisaris get shot?
No, that was
right.
It was such a this person took a shot through like a door that was about this open. So I'm gonna say that.
That's fine. So right now, I would assume that none of us know that anything happened to Melisaris, and Yvain and Ember at least have no idea what happened on the wall.
Well, because I was going to say, if Finch is describing everything that happened, I'm going to wait till, like, Kiro's going to wait till they finish explaining before catching everyone else back up.
Yeah, I think this would be like a big sharing session, right? Because I would have had no clue what the hell happened to her, besides the fact that she got shot.
So I'll tell you what,
Wyatt.
Yeah, just to make it happen, would Nyx and Qiro have insisted that Drysrinn be brought because of her involvement in recent events?
Yeah, honestly, because they.
I would say either that, or they'd insist that she get Wyatt. Well, Wyatt's getting medical attention either way before anything else goes on. But yeah, if she's not getting Wyatt medical attention, we're like, no.
Yeah, Wyatt's okay. He like gets up. He has significant paladin abilities. He restores himself largely after that shot. And he assures you like he's okay and he's gonna talk to his brother and they're gonna secure the area and try and find this assailant. So for this again, we're right around the end of our session. So just for the sake of expediency, let us say then that all knowledge of all events is shared, if that is cool with everyone.
Works for me.
Does Yvain need to do any kind of check to know who it was on the wall?
I think that's perfectly fine. You have been put in the loop of who that is. The description's pretty similar. You've made the connection yourself. I'll say that you're good.
Next week I'll fill you guys in on On her.
You know who that was.
Yes, Yvain knows exactly who
She
that
was terrifying. I would like to never see her again.
Yeah, we're probably going to see her again. I'm
Oh
almost certain of it.
no.
Oh yeah.
Zarval goes inside like, yeah, she had a cool crossbow.
I damaged that one too.
Crossbow.
I feel
Do
like
any
it's
of them
only
still
cool
have?
if you're on the other side of it. If you're on the firing.
I need one of the bolts.
Yeah.
I need one of the bolts. One of the bolts that came from the weapon. I need one of the bolts.
Nix, do you have the one that fell out of Wyatt's neck?
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Excellent.
Cool.
I've been needing something she put her hands on for a while.
Okay.
Great ceremony. I'm glad Finch didn't die. I was really worried. I'm glad you guys didn't die either, because I was really worried.
Finch, I'm
Brian-
Either way,
glad
you want to
your
go to
dragon
Mount Celestia.
lived.
Yeah.
And I'm glad Wyatt didn't die, because I was really worried.
I'll say in this moment, as all this information's been shared, you guys are all. It sounds to me largely like kind of just sitting there going, "Well, it's great that," like just kind of trying to figure out what to say because it's like, "I'm great that this person didn't die. Yeah, that's great." Just kind of trying to reel from the moment. While that's happening, Nyx, Lady hops up onto the queue in front of you and sits, and only you hear within your mind. Well, there's never a world that isn't about to end, is there? I think in due time we got out of the city. Maybe head south. I had some ideas about my new home. Would you come along?
It is my honor to follow you.
Do you say this out loud by accident?
No, maybe. They're a little shook up.
That would be funny though. That would be. You say this in her mind. She goes, excellent. Well, wrap up here. Fear not. I'm sure we will all meet again soon.
So Nyx is gonna take a big deep breath and go over the group and explain that they have some business to attend to. I mean, we did hear about some things happening in the south with the Iron Authority and such. I fear I do have some business in that direction, and I will have to part from you for a short time.
Can you wait long enough to stop at Gilmore's to get a sending stone? At least we can communicate.
I think we already do. I think we already did, didn't we? You can use sending though, and Nyx has sending too. So
all right. See, Yvain does not have sending.
No.
And let me get you a sending. It's fine. Keep in touch, friend. If I.
I promise I will keep in touch in the best way I can. And we will see each other again. I've been tattooed. I'm part of this group. You can't get rid of me completely.
That's true.
Not that we'd ever try remotely.
Aww. Qiro, can you keep a close eye on my pal over there? And they're gonna point at Beverly.
Beverly's
Only if
looking all like teary-eyed.
She
Only
needs a
if
little
Lady
extra
promise-
encouragement here and there.
only if Lady promises to keep a good eye on you.
I don't think you have to worry about that.
Lady, looking like this, like at Nyx, hears you say that, Qiro, and responsibly looks at you and actually bows her head very ladylike at you.
All right, deal's a deal.
when Yvain first met them, she greeted Lady, and she generally speaks in Sylvan to the animals. She will say to Lady, "Be well, Lady. I hope to see you again." And Nyx.
She gives you like a knowing look as well.
I
Zarval
appreciate you all so much. You've been amazing and made me feel very much a part of something bigger than myself.
Beverly gets a little cry and like gives you a hug.
I'm just gonna hug them back really big. And then like reveal the BFF bracelet that they made them for for the holiday. Like,
Yeah, she takes off her gauntlet. She's like, I got it. Fantastic. And I think Zarvog will say, I'm gonna put too much whatever, but if the big dragon says that the Iron Authority needs to be taken in, then maybe I have to start getting a little more serious about helping out Kiljaya with the council, get them off their ass. See if we can't get an army moving towards the south. So maybe I'll start hanging around the palace a little extra. I don't know. More important things than getting challenging, it seems like.
Well, if you're ever looking for a reason to go south or to convince the council to go south, now's your best chance.
Yeah. Well, then I guess that's what I'll do too. I'll stay here in Emon, keep an eye on all your toys, and do politics. Well, if the little halfling shit can do it, so can I.
You're a general.
And with that, Ember will take the glasses off that Zarval gave him at the holiday, and he will hand them back. They're the eyes of Charming.
Yes. Oh, okay. Okay, that might be helpful. He puts them on, like kind of up over the head, still for right now, and he goes, "Thank you." Oh, don't cry, Yvain. He like puts an arm around your shoulder and says, I'm just gonna be around here a little more, so no.
That's not it, but thank you. How many died on the walls?
What'd you say?
How many died? She will look at Qiro and say, how many died on the walls?
Give or take 20 Emon guards and paladins both.
Yvain is going to leave and learn their names.
We need to do this. And as things progress very quickly, Zarvolg finds his way to Kiljaya, and Nyx and Lady begin to find their way to the long road south. And while the Aurora Concordance spreading influence, they're not broken. And more still, they need to be as unified as ever. It seems there's great danger on the horizon. Allies to rally, enemies to fell, and powerful relics to obtain. Some of you are already scraping the surface of where some may lay. Some of you need to travel and seek people who might know such things. And there are enemies that are already made their presence known to you. So, we'll close the session there. As you divide, but do not part. Finch, I'm going to give you a level up because you're super cool, so you'll be a level ahead of the party for a hot minute. Qiro, we have long since talked about your level progression. The rest of the party's at 10, so if you want to take a level, by all means. Yeah, that is where we will end our session as we move into this new chapter. But one thing is sure, before any heroing can be done, we need to kick some ass at the Brawlers League, and someone's got to win the Day of Challenge.
I gotta go back to the woods. I got a wolf there waiting for me. He doesn't seem patient.
Aldrich, you have any cool shit?
Oh no, because he is just in like he just occupies a back